And so we begin again, as we always mean to go on. So bad. Hi!
Plenty of edits right off the go.
Honestly, like I was explaining today, I try my level best not to edit for content, because with mixing video in, editing for content is a total and utter bitch. Mm-hmm. So, and Nick knows this, so he waits until we're far down the path at about 1 hour 20 something, and then starts, and then it just makes it incredibly hard to.
What? Me? How dare you, Hal?
How dare I?
The lost 3 minutes of episode 249.
That's right. That's the lost 3 minutes. Should do a bloopers reel. That's what we should do.
In my defense, Hal, I think you're giving me way too much credit on actually planning to say terrible things, and not just that I'm a terrible human.
I don't think you're terrible.
Oh yeah, you could do a best of worst of clip for the New Year's.
Yeah,
oh
right. Like
our clip.
Bring out the new year with this terrible mouth fuckery.
Whoa!
Whose mouth are we fucking?
Right.
Boom, boom, boom! Right there in the mouth.
So, what was saying? How's fair, Nick?
Good.
How's your hand?
Still broken.
Oh, how long is that? How long is that plastered on?
At least like 2 more weeks.
How is it you're out of fair and no one has decorated that yet?
Yeah. It's got some writings on it.
Oh, okay, that's good. I couldn't quite see them.
Yeah, people are mad. They're like, you didn't ask me to sign your cast. I'm like, I didn't ask anyone because I'm not a fucking child. Like, I'm not saying people can't sign my cast, but like, and I'm pretty fucking vain, but I'm not so vain and in need for attention that I'm like, would you please sign my cast? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, so vain.
Right.
You probably think this cast is for you.
I mean, it hopefully is. He didn't just like mug somebody with a broken arm for sympathy.
For attention, yeah.
Doesn't sound like that.
No,
Well, some people have that immobility kink, you know.
All right, welcome to session 60 of Iron Gods. That's a long fucking time. Here on RPGMP3.com, we are partway through the 3rd book of Iron Gods, and hopefully we're going to catch some momentum soon and tear our way through it. I'm hopeful.
2.5 books.
Just so you know, you've only got like 9 more episodes. Like, I'm gonna be extra dirty in a few episodes. Just put that out there.
So what I'm hearing is episode 69 is basically a dead loss. So...
Yeah. We should warn the viewers to just skip the episode and come back to episode 7.
Right. If you're not...
No canonical content during episode 69. It's going to be a one-shot.
It's just double entendre for the entire session.
I'm more the single entendre type of guy.
Right, you just like the straightforward, in-your-face entendre. On your chin entendre.
Or the rare triple entendre.
It's like that lock-picking video I sent to you.
Yeah.
Which was
I haven't shown that to Evan yet about the Joneses.
It was so great. It's just like, it's so great. It is so well done.
Just the words are perfect. And then it's like satisfying to watch the lock. I'm like, ooh, I just want to watch him unlock and lock this thing on there.
He's very, very good at lock picking stuff.
Yeah.
So we can go all night because I've got tomorrow off.
Oh, well done. How did you do that?
Veterans Day.
You get Veterans Day off?
Well, yeah.
Thursday's a vet? Oh, Friday's Veterans Day.
Thursday is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, baby. It's Wednesday.
I work for state in Texas and don't get Veterans Day off.
Well, yeah, I work in a blue state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what color Texas is right now. I'm going to go with brown, probably.
Yeah, shit brown.
Depends on if you have power to see or not.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, do we have... Is that a cow?
Hate this fucking place.
You love it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be working a fair.
Dude, I'm gonna get fired one of these days.
They can't fire you.
Shirts in style.
At fair or at your actual job?
Both for fucking dealing with racists.
Oh, yeah.
I
can imagine fair has quite a few of those.
Yeah.
Really? That sucks. I mean, yeah, that sucked.
Pretty
It
much
sucks to ever deal with that.
pretty much everyone who is a fucking pirate out at fair is a piece of shit.
Whoa!
And
Really?
they're pirates, right?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, because they want to play at being pirates, but fucking love to suck cop dick or whatever. Fucking bunch of fascists.
Do we have issues here? You can't just throw like big words like that around without any context.
Oh, they're all like, it's all the crowd that's like, I love two things in this world: outlaw country and the law.
Outlaw and law.
Fucking,
I mean, it sounds like the further you get out of the suburbs of Houston, so that's
Yeah.
what happens.
I love
let's play some Pathfinder before I get off.
Yeah, let's talk about this later in what we can only term as Nick's weekly therapy session.
I skipped I didn't have therapy this week because my therapist is out of town, so got a lot of anger.
That's what your therapist told you, at least.
Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, if she was like, I need a fucking break from you, I'd be like, yeah,
I bet.
So do I.
me too.
Oh, we love you.
Long time.
Right, with our 12-inch Johnson. Okay, so welcome, session 60. The anger and vitriol has begun early. Join us on the Discord, where we'll be discussing wonderful things while we play and all that kind of stuff. Mention things in the chat. Visit us on the Twitter and the Facebook and all those other fucking pointless places. Hey! Hello, Miss Tits. How are you?
That's a lot. Shout outs of things you want me to drop. I'm currently sketching Nick. Well, not Nick, Buligup. And
you're sketching,
favor of unions.
Oh, yeah, sketching Buligup and his
unions. Yeah.
12-inch Johnson. Okay, I believe you cleaned out the weird ship underneath the town of Iadenveigh, were rampantly surprised by a random encounter from chat that resulted in some kind of awful mist seeping out and attacking the party. Alexander identified it as something fucking dangerous, and you ran away, which was probably the correct response.
But we don't get XP for running away from it.
No,
so...
Right, and we don't want chat to have stolen another base from us, so...
All your base belong to chat.
Exactly.
At
least this is technically one thing to kill rather than a whole tribe to genocide for.
That is true, and technically this thing is incredibly dangerous. So the upshot here is it will eventually seep out of the ground, because that's what it does. It just wanders about. And once it gets out of here, it will probably destroy this entire town and then continue wandering until it hits something it can't destroy, which isn't very much, to be quite honest. So,
my butt.
I mean, it could probably destroy that.
I can think of one thing it cannot destroy.
Have you ever played the South Park video?
Hope.
Yes.
With what was her name? Miss Butte.
Is that the second one?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't played the second one.
Yes.
Yeah, she crushes people with her big butt.
I have not played the second one. I've only played the first one.
Spontaneous bouquet. Spontaneous bouquet.
Nice. Okay, on that South Park interjection that gave me some serious PTSD flashback nonsense, let us continue. the grey goo now remains below. You are up above in the town of Iadenveigh talking to some of the Deadeye Council about your awful mistake and how you're going to rectify it.
No. Absolutely not, Hal. Absolutely not.
I mean, I write the episode descriptions. That's all I'm saying.
This will not be pinned on us.
Really?
This was not our fault.
Yeah, you put 5 bits in crits.
Right. Okay, that's fair.
I'm just saying. And, like, as far as the council knows, this is not our fault.
That's fair.
They knew there was something down there that had come up and killed someone.
They did, you're right.
We just let them think that maybe this is that same thing.
Right. Sounds fair.
Okay.
So, you're talking to Brother Derviek about the strategy. He has agreed to help you. He is a high-level cleric, but he is in his 70s. So, let's be gentle with him.
And is that not something that they often live to? He is just a human. No, he's not like a long-living creature.
I mean, he's very old.
Well, I'm just saying, like an elf in his 70s is a child at that point. So I just want to make sure that he is human and not.
Yes, he's human.
Okay. Or is he? Or is he a robot?
I mean, he could be a robot. Everybody, this could be like Stepford just pretending to hate robots, but actually building them in secret.
Are we going to come up with some kind of game plan before we talk to the cleric real quick, or are we
You've
conversation?
You've already talked to the cleric. He already knows what's going on, and he has already agreed to help you.
Okay.
Yes. He is clearly not entirely fit for fighting, but perhaps can heal party members from afar. I think basically what we are planning is to equip me with the Swarmbane clasp and maybe have alchemist and Alexander bomb the fuck out of this thing before I go and attack it. As well as Alexander and myself were talking, and he was saying he can perhaps make me invisible with greater invisibility, so I can hopefully attack it without it seeing me and move around it. And also, according to the talks I had with Alexander, and his knowledge of this creature, it is not able to infest me.
So if it is not able to infest you, it is because you are small, correct?
Yes, it is because I am a tiny little frog.
So, Al, that means that you are okay.
Well, it can still try to disassemble you like it did to Buligup before. It just can't infest you and turn you completely to dust.
Because you're not large enough for it to actually completely get inside.
Yes, I am not saying that I am perfectly. I'm not saying I am immune from it. I am just saying that one of its more devious attacks is null against me.
Right, horrifying attacks. Let's not lie.
One of its very horrifying attacks. It's not able to use on me, which is quite a benefit in the plan. And so hopefully, I mean, obviously, we would hope that if I am sitting there attacking it, I will hold its attention, and it will not attack the spellcasters of the group. I mean, it is intelligent to an extent, but I don't think. I mean, most things are not smart enough to run away from the thing that is directly attacking it to go after, someone in the other room.
I mean, it's also pretty fast as well.
It is fast. We have also talked about the use of a tiny hut.
Yes. The spell
Like real estate. We'd like
we have quit adventuring because we don't want to fight this thing. So
just getting it on the housing ladder, making it an investor.
We are going to be selling land on the cheap. Do you want the great view? It won't be here for long.
I just want to say, once this thing disassembles the whole town, there's going to be a lot of real estate available.
Unless it turns them into more Grey Goose, then there'll be less everything available.
Yeah. Like a clean slate, including people.
Urban renewal.
You're such a sweet, optimistic little rat.
I mean, since we do know it attacks living things.
I really appreciate it. Why are you so friendly, little rat?
We could get some sacrificial animals.
Well, you know. Well, I don't like the idea of being disassembled from the outside, but that's a lot better than being disassembled from the inside. So I like Buligup's point that he and I can take point on sort of directing this while Alexander does his magic thing. I don't really know much about magic, but I'm sure he can do something really, really important while the small of us kind of set the stage and like direct it in a way and distract it. I think that's a good game.
The other question is, Al can saw what, 2 bombs around?
3, I think now.
3 if I sit still. I don't do anything but just throw bombs.
But he has a maximum of 5 bombs a day?
No, he's like 14.
Oh, okay.
So the rest of his life, if
I have time to make bombs in the morning, as long as I have a morning before an encounter, I get to reset my bombs. Right now I have 5. And how many fingers do I have? I have 4 fingers. 4, 5. 5. So unfortunately, none of my variant bombs are going to do much because I don't think it cares about smokers.
Area effect is the best.
Am I correct? Are you saying you only get 5 bombs per day?
No, I can make up to 14, but I only have 5 left.
You're going to need to rest tonight anyway because the cleric needs to get spells learned for his fight.
What about getting some sacrificial goats or pigs or something to let loose in there to give it more targets? Is that evil?
I wonder, what is the idea on that? Is that something we should consult?
I mean, if it's eating them, it's not eating us, is the general idea, but I don't know if that's wrong.
I mean, I feel a little bad for the creatures, but like out of character, is that something that's actually seen as bad in this universe? Is animal sacrifice?
I think it depends. Is this considered sacrifice, or is this considered just the same as, I don't know, doing what they did with that goat in Jurassic Park?
Yeah, okay, so goat type of thing, yeah.
I would say that I mean, it is one, we live in a time in which animal eating is common practice. You know, everyone in the Pathfinder world eats animals pretty much. I don't think there are many vegetarians. And also, I mean, we do kind of have to recognize that it is in an attempt to save not only the human lives, but it could also save, you know, many of the animals that are around. Especially if it was animals that were already to be sent to slaughter. It is not as if we are like collecting animals. So, like if we get pigs from the local pig farmer, it would have been turned into bacon anyway. It is not as if we are capturing wild animals.
And then it would smell very good.
Well, I mean, look.
If they survive, we can cook them anyways.
Right? Exactly. Or if it burns.
The challenge with this philosophy is if you think about animals and humans, and then animals not having the same rights and importance as humans, Buligup and I are kind of like a Venn diagram. We're like that part in the middle where we're animals and people. So we should be on the front line helping people.
And the animals aren't.
Like it is.
I mean, we are at least what's the word I'm looking for?
Yes.
Self-aware. Yeah,
So
that counts for something.
I'm not 100%, but I think that frogs might be obligate carnivores, so... I mean, from an outside game experience, it's very difficult for me to rationalize the slaughter of animals. Like, here we are. Like,
I mean,
Okay.
summon some animals,
You
and then they're not being killed.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm trying, but like, it's very hard for me to like be okay with the slaughter of animals. But you know,
Arguing.
Tatia can do a summon, so then they don't really die. They just go back to the plane she summoned them from, I believe.
But I don't know if you want to waste any of our spellcasting abilities that we may need otherwise on summoning animals that we can kind of get from the local town.
True. If people are willing to supply or sell us with animals, it would be more efficient.
I think that we need to save as much spellcasting ability as possible for the impending fight.
Your clerical friend could help you with that.
Oh.
He has more spells than he could possibly cast in a combat.
Not with how bad we're going to be dying.
Yeah, I mean, so he has access to 6th level spells. Is a cleric. Clerics get a disgusting amount of spells a day.
I mean, Buligup doesn't have a problem with it, but I know I would prefer not to murder animals. But that, you know,
that's the beauty of summoning animals. They're not really murdered.
So if we can summon them, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, also it will save us money than having to it will save us both money and hassle from having to tell the local farmers what we need 20 pigs for.
Are you wanting him to cast summon monster? Is that what you're asking?
Well, I'm able to cast summon monster.
Well, I think we want to save your spell slots as much as possible.
Then he might be able to do it, yeah.
But if he has
be able to do fickle winds, and would that keep it at bay since it's tiny little flying creatures?
See, I was looking at that because that's a spell that I think it may. So he could ask for it and see if he'll give it. So it works like Wind Wall. And Wind Wall is a 2-foot thick, considerably strong, roaring blast of wind. It's sufficient to blow away any bird smaller than an eagle. So I would suggest that Fickle Wind would actually work here.
We could just surround all the party members with Fickle Wind.
At his level, he could probably do everybody.
That would be of a great asset.
Fickle Wind?
Fickle Wind.
Pickled wind? I don't know what that is. Is that like wind?
It's where you fart in a jar for Christmas.
I thought it was when you make the dill flute.
Dill flute. Shit, so good. Look at all these drawing opportunities you could have had.
Yeah. Oh my God, when are they? I haven't looked at.
Where's the pencil monkey when you need them?
You need to get like one of those tablets so you can draw real quick.
If you're in if you're encased in winds, do you need to be invisible? Then.
Why would you need to be invisible?
Well, I talked about doing greater invisibility on Buligup to keep the monster from being able to find him while he hits it.
Yeah.
So I have a couple options with that one too. I can reduce person, which increases his attack rolls and AC, but I don't know how much a -2 strength penalty is going to affect like his glaive.
I also have that spell. I can make more of a small.
Well, so.
And then I have one called Displacement that gets a 50% miss chance. As long as it doesn't have true sight, I can make 50% evasion. Basically.
Can you do that on other
Pretty
people,
good.
or do your infusions only work on you?
That's what I was. That's what I was checking. Hold on. Stop clicking.
Oh, you in it too?
I'm just looking for
sorry,
something.
I didn't know you were in it.
Alchemical weapon, bomb, mutagen, swift alchemy, precise bombs, shock bombs, smoke bombs, stink bomb, infusion. Creates an extract that the infuser hits a magical power. The extract created now persists. Yes, he has the infusion discovery.
Ah, excellent.
As long as the extract exists, it continues to occupy one of his daily slots. The infused extract can be imbibed by a non-alchemist to gain its effects. So yes, without that discovery, all of your spells can only be used by you, and anyone who drinks your extracts it's icky for them.
Dies a horrible death.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and set up my slots then.
Tiny Hut may be good for the spellcasters, but it may be redundant if we're going to be fickle-winded.
Fickle-winded. It's the wind of fickleness. For it is
So what
fickle.
does fickle wind do?
So it creates a mobile cylinder of wind encompassing every target, and it is one or more medium creatures per level. So he can do a bunch. No two of more can be 30 feet apart. It lasts for 1 minute per level. Basically makes a tube of wind that spins about.
Yeah.
It protects you like...
I have a personal hurricane.
Yeah, it protects you like wind wall, but not interfering with you in any way. So arrows and bolts fired at you are deflected upwards and miss you, but targets only arrows and bolts. But your arrows and bolts pass through as if the wind wasn't there.
I mean, the other thing we have to worry about is this thing, like, dispersing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Which I don't know a way to prevent.
Vacuum cleaner.
Yes. I mean,
Magnets.
I mean, maybe I could use technomancy to locate all of its bits when it's in dispersed form and sweep it up together.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Probably not. I mean, there's literally there's thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of nanites here.
Yes. I mean, I could do ball lightning and just rub them over every surface within 30 feet of.
Yeah.
But okay, magic circle protection for technology will not protect against this because they aren't robots, and the spell is stupid that way.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm guessing that might be good when we get to Helion if his plans are anything like I'm thinking about.
I mean, if he's a robot, you've already killed Helion.
Or not Helion, Unity.
You mean is he a robot? Is he surrounded by giant robots?
It also, I believe, like protection from evil, prevents you from mind control from technological sources as opposed to evil sources.
Right. Okay, what's the plan, kids?
Well, I don't suppose vomiting a swarm is going to be better than the other swarm. Like a swarm of spiders is not
Vomit
going to
Swarm is a hilarious spell.
Yeah. I think we mainly need area effect damage, so fireball, yes. Lightning bolt, yes. Bombs, probably yes.
Yes, bombs will work.
And then anything Buligup is doing when he wears the Swarmbane class, I'm going to make tonight.
And of course, I will be here to buff you all. Just buff away. Buff, buff, buff. Buff and heal. Boof and heal.
Your Blessings of Fervor would be quite nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could further reduce Buligup. Well, Al can also.
You mean make him tiny?
Yeah, that'll mess up all the weapon macros.
Actually, it might not. There may be ability to make him. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know whether it's built into the character sheet to actually shrink someone.
I thought I could click buff, and then it automatically put it into all my characters.
Yeah, because I think I added that for you when I added the ability.
You did. So for me, it should be in all of my traits and everything. It changes my AC, it changes my hit, like all of those things on my character sheet.
Okay.
If I get small, it might be a little if you have a Buligup.
Actually, he's small already. He'd be tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, tiny. Excuse me. Yeah.
Smaller.
Smaller. Like,
so, do you want the cleric to learn anything specific other than fickle winds?
Giant pillars of fire would be nice, but if fickle winds us, he could actually stay outside.
Do you want summon monster?
Does who want summon monster?
Do you want him to learn summon monster?
That might.
I mean, you could summon a monster that gets eaten, and then we're not
animals. If it can't get into us through fickle winds, then I guess a summoned monster would give it something to eat to prevent it from dispersing, perhaps.
I mean, maybe, or assuming it, or it might help kill it, depending on what it is.
Yeah. Sure.
I think the other concern would be if it goes to infest the monster, then it is not able to be hit, right? Can you?
Yes, it'll be inside the monster. Yes.
Unless, like, if we kill the monster, does it die as well? Is it one of those?
Could we incinerate it like fireballs? The monster won't die.
It's not like if you die within a dream, you die in real life or anything.
Right, that's how that works.
What about if it?
I know what he can summon.
If it infests the monster, could I touch the monster and do gaseous form upon it to make the nanites exposed?
I know what I can summon.
Hold on. If you were to, if it infests a monster and then you drop it into the acid pit, it would all be in there.
That?
Right. Except for it can fly.
But it would be within it, and it would have to escape before it hit the acid pit. It would be stuck inside, no?
I see what you're saying.
If only I knew wall of iron, and then I could just drop it on top of the pit and seal the pit.
Right. Can't you just close the pit?
No, I can dismiss it, and then everything just rises to the surface.
Oh yeah, because it's not that mean a spell.
No.
So he's going to learn summon monster 6 for you, and he's going to summon something for you.
Oh, excellent. I mean, I don't think black tentacles would do anything against this.
Probably not.
What is on the list for summon?
He's got a good idea for you.
Should I hold a rebuke technology to try and shut it down again if things turn bad against us?
I mean, that's always an option, right?
If he is thinking about something, I feel like he should share it with the party about what he's planning.
If you're planning with him, he will, or otherwise he's just going to go away and pray for spells.
I believe we were all planning together. So if he has had because he asked us what spells we wanted him to learn. So if he has an idea for a master, I think
I will ask Lord Aristil for the ability to summon a creature from the elemental plane of air.
Ooh.
Ah. Excellent.
That sounds cool. You made it sound so cool.
I don't think your thing will be able to do anything to it, as it doesn't actually have a physical form.
That's a good point. Very useful. Thank you. Well, what do y'all think?
I say we give this son of a bitch.
I think that we should do.
You can summon a huge air elemental.
Oh dear, that's going to be
Spinning.
a little insane in that room.
Yeah. Huge air elemental.
I'm a little worried about collateral damage in there. I was somewhat hoping I could just, keep him out of the
It'll be fine as long as it doesn't use its whirlwind attack.
I mean, we control it, no?
Yeah, he can control it.
Oh, so then maybe he knows better than to use their whirlwind attack.
Sure. Air elemental, whirlwind attack.
He's just a dick right off the bat. Like, go!
It's super.
I guess he'll also learn some flame strikes because that's area effect, right?
That is. What are we feeling? Fireball versus lightning bolt.
Why not
Well,
both?
personally,
I
I
think
like the way that Fireball looks better than lightning, but it's okay.
Fireball's good, but I can't do Al's trick of exempting people from the spell if they're in the area of it. Lightning bolt, I could maybe aim it.
That's okay.
That's okay.
So I can displace. I can make shields. I can make small. Like I can get us the dexterity we need to get away from the fireball. As long as it's coming at us and kind of leaves it near us, we can get away.
That's one like that. What he just
bottleneck
did
it
is
into
one of
something.
those times when you GM a game where you know that what the player has just said is the exact opposite of the truth.
That's I was willing to fireball on top of Kieran, and he did successfully dodge out of it a couple times. So
what I'm saying is, you're just like, yeah, I'm going to add all these buffs and all these buffs. Player rolls a 1, fireball explodes the party.
Have you remember in like high school when you would be reading a book and your teacher would be like, okay, now pick out an example of foreshadowing. That is an example.
So, would Buligup still want the greater invisibility? Because that will take up 2 of my spell slots. If I
mean, if it cannot get through my whirlwind cloud that will be around me, then I don't think it is necessary.
All right.
I mean, if we are pretty confident that they cannot, I don't know, try to fucking eat me as I fat eat. I mean,
well, you can still try to attack. You can't touch you.
What happens if you die? What do you want? What do we do?
I will be dead and not very happy and fucking haunt you for the rest of your lives.
Well,
if it leaves the body, is it okay if I reincarnate you?
Was the original plan of invisibility for sneaking or for evasion?
So if it cannot, it is very hard to to hit things you cannot see.
Yes, I mean I can display, so I can provide the evasion, but the point was for you to position yourself tactically. Even with displacement, it's going to see you coming.
Yeah, no,
like
the plan was for me to get near it and hit the shit out of it until it is dead.
Yes. Buligup doesn't have the precision striking ability of vulnerables that a rogue would from a hidden location.
No, I just hit things until they are very, very dead.
Correct.
So we don't need him to be invisible. We just don't want him to get eaten. Okay, and I got that covered, Alexander. I can displace him, and that'll give him the evasion, and you can use those 2 spell slots for stuff.
Excellent.
I would just prefer not to be eaten by a cloud of goo. I prefer all my goo.
Want to be.
So, how does a 50%
so
chance
if I roll
work?
to hit you, and I hit you, you get to roll a dice, and if you say lows are good, you roll a low, I miss you, and if it's high, I hit you. It's a miss chance. It's a chance to miss at 50%.
So it's after the AC check with the hit AC check, and then if it were to be a hit,
you could do it both ways, but then you'd be rolling it every time, and I'm not going to hit every time. So
I mean, technically, the swarm though is going to hit.
Yes, the mischance isn't going to matter against the swarm because the swarm always hits because it never actually rolls to hit.
Oh, so displacement isn't
basically what anything. A swarm does is it moves onto your square, and there's so many of them that they just damage you.
Well then I guess I need to take back to what I said because I don't have evasion. But then invisibility is not going to matter.
Invisibility won't matter at all. If you're
square.
in the square where the swarm is, it will eat you even if you're invisible.
But so if I attack it and then like
leap away,
if it can't see who's hitting it, it only knows where the hit comes from, and then like 5 foot.
Honestly, it doesn't even know that because it's not a single creature. It's a bunch of individual creatures with a hive mind. So if you're hitting it and dashing back and you're invisible, its chances of figuring it out are probably less than most creatures.
And yeah, I mean, so I can just like...
Yeah, it's not like you're hitting it in the shoulder. Some of it just vanishes, and it's like, the fuck?
So it's like guards in Skyrim when you get 100% invisibility.
Right.
You know, for the longest time, I would watch people get chests in front of guards, and they'd be like, how are those assholes doing that? And it never occurred to me that there was a potion of invisibility.
It's funny.
It took like 4 years of playing that game, and I was like, wait a minute. Duh.
So is it greater invisibility back on the plan then? Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think it does what we want it to do. It doesn't.
Well, no,
protect him
it does.
evasion.
It does exactly what I want it to do. I mean, it would do exactly what I want it to do, which is not allow it to see me, and I could just keep hitting it without it coming for me.
If you're hitting it, it's just gonna attack whatever.
He hits it from another square because he's got a reach weapon.
Yeah, so
and he has spring attack, so technically he could be in an entirely different square by the time it heads in that direction.
Yeah, or even if not, I can still 5-foot step and be in a different square.
And Buligup, you sound like quite the badass.
I mean, he is a pretty badass at this point.
He does want to be invisible. So you want to be invisible. You don't care about the evasion.
I don't want the Gregu to attack me. I would prefer to not be attacked versus being attacked. Is basically what it comes down to.
Because you are our front man. I mean, front frog.
Front frog.
I could increase your dexterity or constitution.
I mean, I think
Constitution.
Or both.
From my knowledge of fighting, because I am such a fantastic fighter, I can suss things out pretty quickly. I think that I have about a 50-50 chance of hitting this thing at any given moment. So that is something to take into account. So an increase to my dexterity would increase my chances of hitting it.
What about an increase to the enhancement of your weapon?
Such as making it a +2?
Yes.
I mean, I'm never going to say don't make my weapon a +2.
Temporarily.
Temporarily.
Well, permanently, maybe, if you want to do that.
I don't have the time to do that in the Swarmbane clasp.
Okay.
Or the funds at the moment.
I mean, temporarily would work as well. I'm just pointing things out that I wouldn't mind, anytime you guys feel like.
Noted.
You could put it down in the to-do list.
Let's see. That's good for escape. That doesn't affect it. No. Yes. Tiny hut, yes or no? It sounds like we're not going to need you to hide with the pickle winds.
Pickle winds.
I think the pickled winds will probably keep us pretty safe.
You know why you're hearing pickle winds? Because that's what thing's actually saying.
What can I say? I like a good pickle.
I'll tickle your pickle.
If we do that, at that end, then we need to decide. We have Cedarath, who is catatonic.
I'm basically useless at this point.
Nicodemus, and Silas that probably shouldn't be in the fight. So should Silas watch over Nicodemus and Sirath while we go to the fight?
Why should Silas not be in the fight?
Well, his thing is he hits things with swords. I don't know
Yeah,
how
he has
effective
no
that is with
effective
sword.
combat gear, really.
Does he not have any sort of buffing skills? I thought he had.
His abilities allow him to share his teamworking skills with you, but all of his teamworking feats rely on increasing your ability to flank or do precision damage.
Okay.
Both of which this swarm is immune to.
Fair enough. I knew he had buffs and stuff. I just wanted to, say, well, maybe if we can use those. But
Plus,
Where's
Silas.
Silas, by the way?
It's okay if you sit
Where
this
is
one out.
he?
I was also considering, because this could kill us, I might want to make a copy of my various notes and theories about things we found thus far and leave them with Silas to take back to Torch if we all
just in case
pass away.
All pass away. I think you've got a pretty good plan here. I'm not expecting you to pass away here.
No, but it would be a shame if...
you are hoping it.
I'm not hoping anything.
It would be a shame if our knowledge got lost
those of
or
you,
that inhibitor shard, because I'm betting that will be pretty necessary later.
Maybe.
And
For those of you at home, that's also foreshadowing.
it sure would be a shame for Hal if Buligup died.
I mean,
Yeah.
Is it Cockney Cthulhu coming back?
I don't know. There will be consequences.
I mean, I know Al is new, but he's
I like
a fan
that.
favorite.
Because it's like his third session and he's already a fan favorite. I like that. It's funny.
If you thought pro-union Buligup was bad,
Pro-union bully.
wait till you meet the Jesus freak monk.
Oh, you're up for that one.
I think
Right.
so.
Is that where you're going? Never been a big fan of monks in general.
They're not great.
Well, that's why you want to play a character like that.
I think they're
Makes
good
them
in.
even more terrible.
I think they're good in certain situations, and if they're made right, like wasn't Heather's character a monk?
Yes.
But she
They're
was
on
a
the
monk.
wings.
She was a monk archer.
Well, and in D&D 3, I had a half-orc monk that was raised by halflings and thought he was a halfling.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
So taking advantage of all of those feats and backgrounds to bend the system to your will.
Not
That's
so much of that, but he did
adorable.
have like insane acrobatics and like ran across the shoulders and heads of people in a wuju fashion a couple times. But
Not so much like that, but rather, yes, exactly
Yes.
that.
Oh my god.
it's just when anybody like questioned his parentage, he got to yell "Mama doesn't lie" and punch him. So
Was he like Buddy the Elf?
Yeah, basically. That's funny.
Cute. I love
let's
those
see.
for that.
Excruciating deformation won't do anything. We already discharge wouldn't
Why
work.
do you know awful spells?
Because you gave me a necromancer spell
Oh,
book.
yeah, I did do that. That was
Because you let him hang out with Kiernan for so long.
That's part of it too.
Oh, that's funny. And
Um,
dangerous.
All right,
Call the
friends.
Void wouldn't do anything against this, right?
What is it? Call the Void?
Yeah. I think it just sucks away the air, but it's kind of ambiguous. It
Call
creates
the
a
Void. The spell surrounds. Nonsense. Too many adverts. The spell surrounds you with an aura of nothingness that channels mysterious energies. Creatures adjacent to you, when this spell is cast and at the start of your turn, take 2d6 points of damage. In addition, creatures affected by your aura are fatigued, can't breathe, and can't speak or cast spells with verbal components. Creatures adjacent to you are allowed a reflex save to half the damage and negate the fatigue, but cannot breathe or speak regardless of whether. So they would take I guess it would take the damage But none of the other effects would affect it because it's immune to them all.
Right. Okay, and it's really only the 5 feet around me, so it's no. It'd be better if it was a bigger aura for tactical.
Yeah, and then you've also got the great thing of what happens if you're in a doorway or near a doorway or fleeing, and somebody runs by you and then takes 2d6 points of damage, you're fatigued, can't breathe, cast spells.
Well, yeah, I mean it's great if it's an enemy spellcaster, but if it's a ally,
you want to cast that on like Buligup and send him into cuddle an enemy spellcaster. That would be amazing.
Yeah, it's just like I have aura of cannibalism, but my chance of being against more androids is next to horrible, or next to nothing.
Ghastly spells.
Yes.
Just like walk through town with aura of cannibalism up.
Well, and that'll only get other androids.
Oh, does it only affect your race?
An aura that saps the strength of others of your kind and channels their energy into you. So they have to actually match. They have to share both my creature type and at least one subtype I possess.
Oh, so you're humanoid and so you only have android as a subtype.
Yeah.
So humanoid android. However, you can change that, can't you?
Yeah, if I do an alter self and polymorph myself,
you can change your subtype.
Yeah.
And then walk through town with aura of cannibalism.
You are
right. See, that's what I've got the question of. If I upgrade my hat of disguise to a greater hat of disguise, it goes from disguise self to not to the alter self, which is a polymorph spell.
Right.
And then I would no longer, while I'm wearing it, be an android, actually. So I think I would lose all my buffs against fear, immunity to fear and stuff, but then I would actually be subject to emotions and other things, which would be weird.
Oh, this could be fun to role play.
But it would also, I think it still has the same problem of I couldn't duplicate the same person twice if I ever take off the cap.
Right, so you could look vaguely like the person, but you don't really have any control, right? If you just go, I want to look like a male human, and you do.
Right.
But you can't go, I want to look like the male human I looked like last Tuesday.
Right, but I could use it to bypass areas that are like an anti-technology field, which would possibly mess me up.
Oh, because it changes your actual subtype.
Yes, and I would be safe from a few other things that way. Plus it's rather than an illusion, it's actually, touch and everything else is gonna be fooled.
Okay, ladies, what's the plan?
I think I am crafting tonight and making a copy of all my notes in a emergency if we don't return back.
I'm making bombs and elixirs. Sorry. I'm making bombs and elixirs.
And I think I want to go out on a limb and say if we survive this, that we should probably make Al a full party member. He's probably proven himself.
And if he dies, you'll pay for his burial.
Man, those are.
But we could we can vote on that later if we.
So if we don't die, if I don't die by getting every molecule of me pulled apart, I get to join the party. Man, those are some
if you
great
do die
stakes.
and leave a body, I will try to bring you back to life. If I'm alive.
Yes. Lots of fun, right? Yes.
Cool. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of an informal sign on. I don't really feel like I didn't sign up for this.
If you manage to survive, I won't pick your corpse clean of all its valuable possessions.
You'll leave the pants? Maybe.
If you do die, I'll probably loot your corpse.
That's true. His pants might foot Buligup.
But only to keep the thing safe until we bring you back to life, clearly.
Right? No, I'm going to sell them at the nearest pawn shop.
You won't do that, I promise. I will steal it.
Or as Hal would say, porn shop.
He walked over to Silas, and and hands him the dinosaur pop-up book and says, "Silas, I'm coming back for this."
Yes, sir.
And he walks away.
So Silas drops it into a sack and puts it on a pile of other things he's gathering. He's been trying to keep an eye on the android lady he's coaxing her into a corner, has her kind of on a chair so she's at least vaguely comfortable.
I mean, I can do the typical rope trick to give her someplace out of sight.
Is that a euphemism?
Well, it could be.
Hey, baby, let me show you my rope trick.
Everybody, God, you and that voice again.
It's when I get close to my microphone. Hey, we're spinning the wheels of steel.
Really, he's been like practicing that for weeks in his room. Whenever we're not doing shows, he just goes in there by himself and he's like, "Wheels of steel," until it's perfect, and he's like, "Nailed it."
That's just my voice. It's perfect. It's just totally perfect.
Should I prepare rope trick for tomorrow so I can cast it again before we leave so that it'll last long enough, or it's going to last 8 hours?
I mean, do we really need to know rope trick?
He's thinking about sticking the android lady in it so she feels safer.
I mean,
she feels safer and people don't stare at her. And
look, I know that we want to make her feel safer, and I know that is very important. But I think that you having as many spell slots as possible is more important than maybe her feeling a little bit more comfortable for like a day.
It is also a second level spell. I don't have a lot of tactically useful spells that.
Okay,
that
I do not know how all the magic works. I just was stating something that I thought about. Like, I just don't want to be fucking disintegrated because somebody wanted to have a nice place to take a nap. What's my only concern?
Valid.
That is a very okay. So I get it, but also it's a little bit more than her needing a nap. I mean, she's basically having a.
I simplify things. I simplified it. I know. I'm well aware. I was the one. I knocked her out instead of killing her. Clearly, I don't want her dead. I was the one who kept her alive.
Ooh, are you saying that you should knock her out again?
No.
Oh, I thought you were saying you should just knock her out until we get back. Like maybe just one really hard hit. And I was like, I don't know, that you risk killing her if you hit her that hard.
No, that can cause permanent brain damage. Like I
agree.
Doctor. No, I'm just saying, like when we fought her the first time, instead of killing her, I knocked her out. Because I knew she was confused and scared. So maybe, like, I do understand there is, problems. I just don't want one of us to die so that she has a more comfortable place to hang out in. That doesn't seem like a fair trade.
We decided the EMP pistol would have little effect on.
I think so, because I think let's check again.
I believe that's mostly robots.
I think so too. I mean, that's the disconnect here for me, is some things that are technological are affected and some things are not, and it's very...
Yeah.
An EMP pistol emits an electromagnetic energy that cannot harm living creatures but deals terrible damage to robots.
Yeah.
An
it'll
EMP
also
pistol
have half effect on, androids and...
Can harm androids and creatures with cybernetic limbs, but they take half damage. A creature that is critically hit by an EMP pistol takes damage from that hit, but must succeed at a DC 15 Fortitude save or be staggered. Yeah, it's only robots, which is kind of awful.
And I mean, in our world, nanites are tiny robots essentially, but
but not here. They're not given the robot subtype.
Yeah.
So no robots.
All right, I won't bother memorizing that spell.
That would help me out a lot if they were robots,
Yeah, I don't have a turn nanites into robots spell yet.
Well,
Yeah,
what the
work on
fuck
it.
not? What have you been doing?
the fuck, dude.
I
Goodness,
thought that was
Buligup, you
supposed to
have
be
got
at the top of your list of spells to learn.
Turn shit into robots. It's a good spell.
I guess that's the opposite of what I want, but also purposes
Make more
exactly
robots.
what I want. I don't know. It's all very confusing.
Could I make a
Alexander,
spell
think
that makes
Buligup
things
was a
look like
myth.
robots to Buligup so he will go berserk against them?
Confusion?
Or just like disguise crowd as robots next time we're in a tavern?
I mean, I guess
Jesus
you could,
fucking Christ, dude!
Oh, sorry. Was that out loud?
that's funny.
Tatia
Well,
turns
look-
around and writes this in her journal as a very good idea.
No,
It's
it's
a terrible idea.
It's the spell Crime Spree that I would use in a tavern if we were trying to distract people.
It would be
That's
good.
so.
It worked for
Okay, so I'll take a rebuke. I will. I'm guessing the cleric does not have much adventuring gear. I could prepare a mage armor for him if that would.
I am good.
Okay.
He'll probably prepare magical vestments for himself.
Ah, yes. This makes sense. He doesn't need specific gear. His god provides.
Of course.
Uh,
He'll learn magic vestment. Probably might not be as good as your. What's yours, Ad?
4.
Yeah, his is. Oh yeah, his is okay actually. It's +1 per forecaster levels.
Yeah,
So-
it scales, unlike mage armor. Nobody else can use a wand in the party. Does Silas speaks Androphan?
I believe he does.
Okay, so I don't need to do a share languages again with
No,
any
I think
tomorrow.
he actually does. He does speak Androphan because I think he has the technology feed. Technologist feed.
Okay. Then I guess I am pretty prepared. Crap. And a copy
I'm
of
as
that.
funny as I'm ever gonna be. Does anybody want a hug? I've got hugs. Oh, come here! I love hugs. Tatia walks over
You've got a
to
little
Al
rat man.
and scoops up Al and gives him a big hug. Would you like to ride on my head, little friend? And so Tatia puts him up on her shoulders, and they just kind of hang out.
And then I cast enlarge person on Al. No.
And then Tatia
So-
throws her backwards.
So, what are you doing with the tiger? The tiger staying here?
I think so. I don't think the tiger can be effective in this combat as anything other than bait, and we don't want that.
Also, as a large creature, it takes up more of the fickle winds than.
Yes. I think it is.
I thought the plan was for Al and the tiger to get out of town.
For Silas and the tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which we
sorry,
could leave them in
tiger.
town, or I could do the rope trick near the place, but probably in town's better and just not move them more. Especially with Sirath.
Yeah. Also, probably further away from any potential fights that might go.
You just got really quiet for me.
Oh, it's good.
Okay.
You need a prettier microphone.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
I need to. I guess I need to craft and do my spell preparations. Nobody else can read scrolls either, right? Arcane scrolls.
I think Al has a decent use magic device. I think Al has. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a
Do
knowledge.
you have use
arcana.
magical device?
Use magical device. I don't know.
It's a skill.
Is it a feat or a trait?
It's near the bottom.
Let me check.
Do you have a? Do you have a
Yes.
score in it?
I do.
Oh, well,
13.
Decent-ish.
That's decent. I mean, my highest is craft at 19, so relative to 19, 13 is pretty good. My spellcraft
If
is
it's
17.
a spell that's on the alchemist list, I believe he can read them, can't he?
Yes. Let me just double check what scrolls I have already on hand. That's useless. Well, for this situation, useless. Animate dead. No, it's not alive. I could loan you a wand if you.
Let's see. Meticulous. Skill checks for which you're untrained. What would I do with the wand?
It's got a spell built into it for you to cast if you want, but limited charges.
If you think so, I mean, I think I have plenty of stuff to do.
You can never be too careful.
I just don't know how many free turns I'm gonna have.
Don't be brave. You don't have to be stupid brave. You can take protection.
Don't be brave.
You could.
I have plenty of protection. I have bombs and protection and healing. That's kind of what I figured I'd do.
You could use my wand of shield if you want to shield yourself temporarily for the battle. Okay, never mind that. You're covered there.
Good.
Yeah, so I have reduced person, which gives me and Buligup a lot of cool stuff as small, tiny creatures. 2 shields to protect myself. 2 cure light wounds to support the party. 2 resist energies. I'm not sure that this thing uses acid, cold, electricity, fire, or sonics. I don't know how useful those will be, but I have them. 2 cure serious wounds and a fly if I need to keep
no chicken fish? Or monkey fish or whatever it's called?
Yeah. He used that against the Zen worms.
I love that goddamn spell.
That was a cool. It's a cool party trick, but I just didn't find it that helpful. Good for exploring.
I am not sure if we should use reduced person on me because I don't know how it would affect my ability to use my weapon.
Your movement. Right. Well, it would reduce your weapon too, which would change it.
It's mainly more of it adds to your dexterity and AC if things start to go sideways. It's more of an evasion thing, so I wouldn't use it proactively.
Actually, for Buligup, he's a dex-based fighter, so it adds to his ability to hit and damage as well.
Right. But it does reduce the damage his weapon does because it makes his weapon smaller.
Correct. His damage does decrease because the weapon size decreases.
So if we need to option after you start your sneak up on them with invisibility and hit them from far away with your polearm, in case that doesn't work out, we have a get out of dodge and be faster and smaller and hit them.
I mean, I'm pretty fast as it is, but you know.
Well, it's either that or I use one of those slots to, turn into a monkey fish. So
additionally, if he's tiny, his reach reduces to 5 feet because his weapon reduces.
But if I enlarge him, it'll increase.
Right, exactly. But technically, a tiny creature has a reach of 0. They can only affect the square they're in. But the reach weapon gives him the ability to reach the squares around him.
I assume Tatia's going to be using Blessings of Fervor, so I won't bother with haste.
Might want to repeat that when Tatia returns to that rather nice-looking chair that I don't own.
Yeah. Mnemonic Siphon. I still have to use that a few times.
What does that do? That does an awful shit. Doesn't that let you steal spells from wizards, right?
Yeah, I can enchant coins and things, and then if they happen to be in the possession of another spellcaster when they cast spells, I can
just randomly sucks it out of their brain and passes it to you.
Yeah.
That sounds awful. I was surprised that just doesn't happen all the time.
It will summon instrument steals instruments from other places in the world, they should be disappearing from bards constantly.
That's super funny.
There should be a random chance of that happening.
Right, and you're a farmer in the world. You're just sitting there with your creatures, and one of them vanishes because somebody's cast summon monster. Mm-hmm. Unlike your donkey or whatever it is, because you can summon horses, right?
Yeah.
You're here charging into battle, and your fucking horse vanishes.
You just hit the ground.
Oh, like the middle of like a big joust.
Summon monster is extra planar, but summon instrument does say it comes from somewhere within the world.
That's so funny. And it doesn't necessarily say that it's not being played at the time.
Right. No, it returns when you're done with it, but it's one of those like. Although, what is it? Hell Dwarf, Lightning Bottom, whatever, used to always smash his weapons and stuff because he was doing that.
Who? You mean Glenn's character?
Yeah.
Raganajar Hellstrom.
Yeah.
It's funny.
He was doing the metal smash the weapons and stuff too.
That's right. Apparently, what was he? He had an axe-shaped guitar and a guitar-shaped axe.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like one of the critiques of like the Marvel Snap that like got rid of half the people, that like a bunch more would die because you have to assume some of them would be pilots flying a plane,
right?
Like,
or doctors in the middle of nowhere, or
like
or doctors that are on operating on a patient, or
right. That's funny.
Buligup, is your glaive fully charged? Your gravity clip?
It can be.
Okay.
Meaning, and actually, I think he charged it reasonably recently. I remember him doing it like a game or two ago.
Let's fucking charge it up again.
Boom!
Because
it's gonna pop a battery in it, kids.
Yeah. Well, I can do the charge spell and do blood money to pay for it if I want to spend a spell tonight to do the Constitution to regain myself the strength points I'll lose.
What are you doing with blood money?
I do blood money to pay the material components cost for the recharge spell.
So you're actually casting blood magic now, is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Oh!
It's a step in the wrong direction, sir.
But my blood is clear, so it's all fine.
That's right, it just looks like water dripping out of your veins.
Okay, so I have, is it one charge to recharge my gravity clip?
So you stick the battery in the slot, and it drains the charge out of the battery into the gravity clip, and then it just ejects the battery. Empty.
So I have a 10 charge battery.
All batteries have 10. All batteries have 10 charges.
Okay, so it
empties the entire battery when you charge it, whether it needs 10 or not.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to throw me some batteries too, just
All right, well, hopefully we won't have more than 10 rounds of combat, but I can give you an extra battery if you.
Foreshadowing.
He attacks more than once a round.
Oh yeah.
Especially if Tatia's casting haste on him.
Or Blessing of Fervor.
Blessing of Fervor, yes.
Yeah.
Well, now I can't move I can only move and hit once per round, right?
Right, except for when you're hasted, I believe. Or is haste still a full attack?
I think
full attack you get one extra, yeah.
Okay, but there's other options on Blessing of Fervor.
Right, you can get additional movement or.
Yeah, isn't that one that gives you a free move?
So with Blessing, you call your allies to move forth and empower them to conquer blah blah blah. Your allies can choose one of the following bonuses for the. Oh, and I didn't list the bonuses.
Increase speed by 30 feet. Stand up as a swift action without provoking an attack of opportunity. Make one extra attack bonus as part of a full round action. Using highest base, gain +2 bonus on attack rolls and a +2 dodge bonus to AC and reflex.
That's nice.
Or cast a single second level spell or lower as if it was enlarged, extended, silent, or still spell.
Which is really nice.
Yeah.
It's a great spell. It is a great spell. Blessing of Fervor.
So I mean, I guess I just need to like that was kind of why I wanted to do the invisible, is because I can 5-foot step out of its way, you know, and still have my full attack suite.
But you should have fickle winds attached to it too.
Okay.
So it's not really going to be... Technically, if fickle winds works like I read it against these, it will not actually be able to get near enough to you.
Right,
to
so you can just
actually
stand in
hurt
place,
you.
whacking it.
Well, until it realizes it's being injured and just leaves.
Well, yeah. At which point I rebuke it and then wait for it to reform.
I guess, and then wail on it some more. Okay, so are we going in?
Yeah.
I think we're about as prepared as we're gonna get. Does anybody lacking of healing potions or anything that?
I think I've got a potion on me.
And I've got potions for you. I may be supporting you with healing potions. Buligup.
All right. And I've still got 2 drained batteries to try and recharge, but that's for tomorrow. If we survive. Aw.
Yay!
The bonding ritual.
The bonding ritual.
Actually, it doesn't really have any potions of cure wound. It's always like it's all touch stuff. Can I have some?
Yes. Let me. What do I got in stock?
What do I got in stock?
You want like a cure light and a cure moderate?
Yes, please. Is it potion of cure light wounds?
Potion of cure moderate.
Tatia ducks down so that way Al can extend his hand to you to take the potions.
I've got a potion of cure light right now.
Have another cure moderate then, since you're facing the most danger theoretically.
I'm really sorry if you'll hear my dogs grunting in the background.
Is that what it was? I thought it was you.
Are you? No. What?
Son of a bitch.
Literally.
You ever I obviously have to adapt the way I type, you know, like I can't type as well. So I'm typing and I thought it was typing like cure moderate wounds onto my gear page. And it just wasn't. Like I clicked on it and it just wasn't typing. And so I'm like one-handed typing and then I look up and it's like, oh, nothing typed at all. That's fucking great.
You'd think you'd be used to doing stuff with one hand, Nick.
Well, no, that's typing. So usually I have to do it with my left hand because the other one is on my dick.
That's what I figured.
I'm jacking off.
Yeah, thanks.
That's cranking them out furiously.
Right.
Just like hardcore masturbation. So I use my left hand to type in the search words for the weird porn I'm watching while just stroking that dick hardcore.
Oh, to Hal's website, templeofspank.com.
That's right. I do own Temple of Spank.
Unfortunately,
I like that.
Unfortunately, Nick mistyped into Temple of Spunk, and there.
I'm pretty sure that's actually there.
I just want to point out that Hal is the one who brought up masturbation, not me.
Yeah. But you're French, so.
True.
May
I inquire if we're about to go live on this combat? Can we take an intermission while we move maps?
We're moving maps?
Oh, I don't know. I thought we were. Are we fighting this when it pops out of the ground, or are we going back in the ground to fight it?
I think we're going back in because we don't know where or when it's going to come out.
Oh, I thought it would come out of the rubble that we came out of.
Oh, you want to fight it on the surface?
What do you guys think?
Well, I mean that would be. It'd be easier for it to escape, but it'd be nice if we could do that. But then we can't necessarily lure it to the same spot because it can float through little cracks and things.
And we don't know when it would come back.
I mean, I would prefer if the cleric didn't get quite a look at what a big installation is down there, but then I'm hoping to be able to convince them that it needs some looking after anyways, because it's too big to remove.
Well, the people there are the people of the town. They've already been pretty pragmatic that they know what's going on here, right?
Yes. And I'm pretty sure. Well, I know Red Fang knows what I am. I assume the rest of the council probably does.
And I would hope that by now they're going to be pretty chill with it because they haven't seemed to have a meltdown about Syrah. And she is like literally with us and having a panic attack. She's swooping her pants.
You kind of hid her away a little bit in the high home.
Right. Which is why I was wondering if I should
they know
there for her.
They know that you're a normal human wizard. What else is there to know?
Exactly. Ordinary human wizard.
Alexander, ordinary human wizard. I love that.
That's what I'm gonna make one of those for you. That'll be super easy.
What? Just a hat that says ordinary human wizard?
Yes. Well, I mean, a picture of him that says ordinary human wizard.
I see a merch opportunity for a hat.
I really do.
Or t-shirt.
Just says ordinary human wizard.
I love it. I love it.
I should get the merch store back up and running, honestly. Not that anyone ever buys our merch.
That's okay. It gives me an excuse to make stuff.
Well, yeah, back when you sold thongs, there was a... Never mind.
I think back in the day, somebody did buy our logoed thong and our logoed baby grow.
Oh my god, are you serious? You
Nice.
had a logoed thong?
I mean, there were only so many it was back in the day when it was like Cafe Press, and it was the only place you could get.
Man, that's great.
A long time ago.
One where we like special Patreon level, and Nick sends them a pair of his used panties.
I'll send out a pair of my used panties. It's going to be expensive, though.
I mean, it's got to be or that's like for the four fans. Is that the name of it? 4 fans?
OnlyFans? I mean,
OnlyFans.
I hear.
I don't know. I don't know. I always mess up the name of it.
I think there is 4 fans as well.
Okay.
I think that was one of the ones that came up when OnlyFans said they weren't going to do porn anymore. So like 8 places like, hey, we're doing the exact same thing, but with porn.
That's the guaranteed rule change that basically empties your entire website, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because once they got big enough, there's a bunch of people that do cosplay and stuff that started doing them that don't do porn. They're just like, support my art. So it's like, okay.
And then but I mean the whole backbone of the site was pornography.
Yep. Oh yeah, I mean that's how 90% of technology gets built, because horny people will spend money.
Because pornography wants it.
That's actually why I'm incredibly surprised that HD DVD lost against Blu-ray, because I believe the porn industry went HD DVD.
Yeah. But Blu-ray, they learned this time and allowed pornography on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
they did, but the entire market switched to Blu-ray because they didn't write the spec type for DVD stuff to make the content controls tight enough, so they were able to do region-free stuff. So they purposely made the Blu-ray format to allow them to sell different region movies and to prevent you from being able to do region players.
Also, HD DVD was a shit name compared to Blu-ray.
Yeah,
true.
And ultimately, that's the main. Although VHS was a terrible name when compared to Betamax.
Well, Betamax was a terrible name too.
It was. It was like the runner-up to the Max.
That's why I'm doing movie crystals.
What? Oh, really? Is that where you're going?
Yeah, they're little crystals. There's a whole movie on there.
Data crystals. That's where we want to go. Like Babylon 5, which I've been watching again.
Yes.
Everyone else should too, and it should be on Wit's list. But after Hawk the Slayer, which I posted about the comic that's coming with Garth Ennis, which is super great.
That looks amazing.
It could be great. I mean, Hawk the Slayer is amazing, and it's definitely something that should be on the watch list for Wit and Evan this weekend.
As opposed to movies like Vibes that I just mentioned to her. And...
Yeah, it's weird. We have this wonderful list and things like dribbling movies from like the dark corners of his brain, and you're like, let's go watch that instead of let's watch
Vibes is an excellent film. I mean, you got Peter Falk.
We enjoyed the shit out of Vibes.
And what's his face? Hottie McBrindlefly.
Hawk the Slayer. It's already on your.
Hey Hal, it's almost as if they both like and respect Thing and his opinions more than you and yours.
I mean, over the years, I've grown to appreciate that that's normally the pattern of how things pan out.
Also, just so you know, the hot guy you were thinking about was Jeff Goldblum. And, yeah, because everybody, I mean, like, maybe not everybody, but me, like, every day, I want to lick him from his head to his toes, and then back
I want to lick you from your head to your toes.
And I want to
have you ever seen the movie The Tall Guy? I believe his ass is in there.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
I believe so. Plus, it also has Emma Thompson in it, which is also another bonus.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go.
The threshold for me to see anything related to Cyndi Lauper is real low. So thanks for that. Thanks for the Cyndi Lauper movie.
Oh yeah.
Combat.
Yeah.
Various monster eradications.
Yes, and we're gonna have to layer all our buffs on Buligup in various orders based on their time of life.
Yes.
Although, do we want to? Oh, jeez. Now you get that thing. Do we creep in and then buff? Do we buff at the edge and hope we find it awake and ready to fight right away?
Ready to fight! Oh!
I would say ahead of time, because it immediately starts to attack you as soon as it's near you. So we should do it ahead of time.
We look down the well, and I mean, I think we should. If it is where we last saw it, if it has not moved from there, we can at least make it into the. Because we just shut it off completely. So we should be able to theoretically at least make it into get to the double doors before we really need to get into go mode.
That makes sense. It took a nap, and when it woke up, it was alone.
Go mode.
How long does invisibility last?
Not forever, but
greater invisibility.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't last a greater time. Really, it's just.
I know. I just need to point that out because one of those goes away when you attack something. Yeah. The other does not.
Yeah, it's around a level. Different. So it'll last 8 rounds or 12 if I boost my caster level for that one.
Should we go ahead and get him invisible so he can start poking around and reconnaissance and see what's going on?
I can go down there and start hitting it while you'll come down after me.
So if you make him invisible, he will not be eligible for Fickle Winds. He has to cast that first, because if you can't see him, you can't target him.
Okay, so other buffs, and I will hold out greater invisibility for when we encounter the creature, maybe?
Yeah.
Do I have to touch?
I think we should first look down the well and see if it is down there, and we can plan everything at the bottom of the well. I think that is the reasonable first place to go from.
Reasonable. Go to the well and look down it.
We check down the well, and if it is not down there, then we go down. So we are not wasting spell time climbing down the well.
I mean, it's pretty hard to see, but you can make me a...
Even if we have dark vision?
Yeah, it's just like yeah.
Could I detect it with technomancy, or would I have trouble picking it out from all the other technology?
You might be able to, because it's going to be moving, and there's not much else that's down there that is.
Let me check those buffs real quick here. I might want to buff. Yeah, I'm going to cast 2 spells on Buligup.
Okay, what you casting?
Cat's Grace. Which I think you already have a belt that's giving you a +2 dex, so it'll only give you 2 more points. Or you have something that's giving you a bonus to your dex, I think.
I have a belt of incredible dexterity +2.
Good old incredible dexterity.
And then let's also give you Bear's Endurance to give you a +4 to your Constitution.
Right. Where do I need to go to add those?
On the front tab where you have your stats, you can add them as temporary bonuses.
Okay. So let me push that to 4, and what to con?
4.
So, Brother Derviek casts Fickle Winds on the party. That affects everybody.
Ooh.
Thank you. I feel better already.
Does that have any buffing effects we should turn on the sheets, or is it
no? It just literally it basically protects you like a wind wall. So it's like a wall against flying creatures. It's really designed for protecting you against arrows and bolts, but it also protects you against flying creatures. And as it states in the creature description and also the spell description, the spell is big enough to blow away a bird smaller than an eagle, tears papers and similar materials from unsuspecting hands, etc. And the creature description says that as it is a tiny creature, it is affected by things like gust of wind. So, just how it is.
Alrighty then.
So if I drink my small potion, am I going to be like
no, you're still tiny. It doesn't affect you at all.
Oh, okay.
Right, you're in the eye of the hurricane, or the tornado, or whatever it is.
Yep, so you've all got fickle winds on you. Buligup has a bunch of buffs on him.
Will the wind be visible if I'm invisible?
It definitely has a sound to it, but it's not necessarily visible unless it's picking up stuff off the floor as you walk by.
Okay.
So when I throw that bag of flour at him, it'll...
It'll fly straight up against the ceiling. So you realize that the ceiling here is low enough that the column of air you're inside is actually touching the ceiling as well. Brother Deverick starts to cast another spell. This time he's chanting. It seems like a long cast.
I'm keeping concentration on technomancy as I guess we move through the area.
Okay. Technomancer. All right, somebody gonna be doing some moving. Who's heading ahead? Who's hanging out behind, etc.
Normally I stay behind, but because I've got the detect spell up, I guess I should be closer to Buligup.
You might hold on this one until he's detected an enemy. He's gonna hold on this one.
I'm gonna stay like 5 feet, 10 steps behind Buligup as he's moving. So as he's moving cautiously.
So as you walk through the water, it's actually rising up a little ways and then falling off the fickle winds.
A little noisy, but...
Buligup can make me a perception check. These doors are still open from when you were here, because nobody actually stated they were closing them.
Good point.
Thank you. Because you were busy running the fuck away.
Indeed.
8.
It's beautiful. You don't actually see anything. In fact, you're vaguely distracted by the water swooshing up around you.
Pretty.
Al can make me a roll too.
I shall, because I also popped up on the table. Is that a table? Is that what that
Yes,
circular
it's
thing
a
is?
table.
Yeah, I popped up onto the table so I can get a little bit more of advantage. So let me give you a perception.
I should have moved
check.
behind there so I could be in line for my technomancy, but oh well.
Yeah, we'll get there. 33. That's an insane
33.
roll.
Natural
Right.
20.
Yeah.
You notice that on the floor, the bodies are basically vanished, except for one that is currently in the process of vanishing.
Oh,
You
Hey,
see
guys,
the creature's vague form just kind of up ahead in the corridor, and at that point you can just roll initiative. Turn order's live, so just go for it.
so it's been eating the android and mutant dork corpses.
Yeah, looks like it. Whatever
Remember,
corpses were
select
down
your
there.
token first before clicking initiative.
I mean, it's not eating, it's just, disassembling.
Assembling.
I need an initiative. Yeah, that's good.
To possibly make something, or just to make dust because it's might have been a weapon.
Right.
I would really like to be able to reform these nanites so
Sweet.
they could deconstruct and build things for us, but I believe that's beyond the scope of this mission.
I think you're probably right, but you'd have to spend time in that nanite lab.
Yeah, and I can't render it inert long enough for that to do, and I don't really know how to use that lab right yet anyway, so.
Yeah, right. I don't know how to use that lab right.
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh.
What?
It will take me 4 rounds to cast Greater Invisibility 2 as a spontaneous cast.
Oh yeah? Why? Oh, because it's higher level.
Well, no, because it's a 1 round a level on spontaneous casting for my class feature.
I gotcha.
Okay, I don't
cool.
actually have it on my list.
Well, it's seen you anyway, so let's see how we do. Oh, Al's first. That's pretty good. Is that everybody? Who am I missing? I'm missing someone. I'm missing...
The cleric.
Nope, the cleric's there.
Yeah.
I'm missing
Okay.
Tatia. That's who I'm
Oh,
missing.
sorry. I was looking at the Discord because, I was being cool.
I mean, yes, also good.
Okay. Initiative.
Yeah, initiative with your token selected. Girl!
Good. I did it. I selected my token.
I know.
I know I'm usually
It's
bad
good.
at that.
Okay, Al, it's you. The creature is there ahead of you in the corridor.
So we talked about this before about how it's going to be hard to hit it with bombs, and that the splash damage wasn't going to affect it, but I can
No,
still do
you'll
half
do-
damage.
The actual targeted damage will affect it.
And if it's an area effect, it does like 50% extra.
No, it's
More.
yeah, it's considered an area effect,
Right.
right? Because it's just the
Alright,
area.
so what
it's
I'm
just the area
trying
for the
to
bomb
do
is
is just-
5 feet, so it's a single square.
Gotcha. So what I'm trying to do is throw a bomb at it and just kind of. I know it's centered around the body that it is dissembling, and so what I want to do is throw a bomb at that body.
You can
where it's
totally
focused and
see
if I can
the
do-
cloud just kind of eating the body. It's right here. It's there.
I'm gonna throw a bomb at that and kind of shake the hornet's nest and try and do some damage to it while I can.
It's probably for
many-
the best.
How many bombs are you throwing?
Two.
And what kind of bombs are you throwing?
All right. Just regular. I think we determined that I don't really have any infusion bombs that matter because I don't think it cares about smoke or stinky or shock. So I'm just gonna throw some regular bombs.
Cool. We should do that.
All right. Roll down.
Roll well.
All right. I need to look up its stats.
My
again.
little
bomb guy. Okay, a 26 is a miss. A 28 is a miss.
Gads.
You can, if you wish. Oh, is it touch? No, it's not touch for thrown, is it? Yeah, both of those miss.
It does say Dex versus touch on the on his.
Oh yeah, it's touch. Both still miss. Oh, technically it's flat-footed because it hasn't acted this turn, so both technically hit.
Yay! That's 45.
That is 45. Yes. So you hit it. Congratulations. Your bombs explode on top of it. You see little pieces of fire raining down.
Ones that were actually
Yes, the little. It's the pieces of the swarm that dead.
And I'm gonna use my move to pop right here, just north of Buligup, and kind of block off the hallway.
It's the goo.
That's it.
The goo charges you and stops here. It just cannot get past the wind that is around you. Which is pretty awful for it, actually, because it needs to get into your square and it can't. Which is pretty terrible if you think about it. See, with good preparation, you could take on anything.
Be
prepared is the motto of something.
Right. I mean, it did take you 90 minutes to prepare for this, so we'll see how it goes. In actual game time, I mean... Which is pretty funny. Okay, has it got anything else it can do? It literally, its big thing is getting into your square and eating you. It has nothing else.
Yay?
So, I guess it's gonna stay there for a minute, I suppose.
Probably a little confused. At least it's not.
Yeah, you see, it's
collectively
just,
not that smart.
You actually see it pushing against and just zooming upwards, and then kind of it's just flying up in the wind and kind of cycling and coalescing again and dropping back on itself as it kind of gets shoved up as it tries to push through the wind wall. Okay, Tatia, it's you. There you can see the thing trying to get to Al and Buligup, pushing against the wind wall and getting pushed back.
Tatia, seeing that, feels encouraged, and she pushes forward towards the two of them to get a little bit closer, to get to this spot right here.
Okay.
And then Tatia is going to cast Blessing of Fervor.
Always a good call.
Always a good call.
Okay, Blessing of Fervor goes off.
There we go. Blessing of Fervor.
Fervor blessings is good. I mean, ultimately, we need to just do a thing. We need to list out these bonuses as a handout so you guys can refer to them if you need to.
I put it in the notes and then I clicked it. So if you look
under... I see it. I'm just going to say if we have a hand, because I'm guessing you're going to cast this a lot. So it might be nice just to have a handout for everybody so they can just see it if they need to access it.
That'd be handy.
Because if you're in a long combat, your casting of a spell is going to be like way up the list.
Yeah.
I'll do that for you. I'll make you a handout with Blessing of Fervor bonuses. All right, it's
the sticky notes I used to use.
Are you done?
So after that, Tatia says, "Well, I kind of miss Nicodemus. All right, who's up next?"
And poor old Silas, he's there too, you know.
Where's Silas? Isn't here.
No, he's keeping care of Nicodemus and.
But you don't miss him.
Sarah.
He's sad about that.
Well, I didn't say I didn't miss him. I just said I miss Nicodemus.
She didn't know to miss him because she missed him.
So, Brother Derviek steps in next to Tatia. He was going to summon a large air elemental, and he's not sure that's wise at this point.
Not in that tiny space, probably.
I mean, you could plant it behind the creature and basically box it in that box.
Or he could flame strike in there, which would be...
Or he could flame strike it, which is the other thing he was thinking about. He's probably going to flame strike it, I think. Yeah, he's probably going to flame strike it. Yeah, this is going to be incredibly short as a fight. Brother Derviek. It's a terrible name. It's awful name.
Derviek.
Casts Flame Strike. You see him summoning and praying, and then he just reaches out his hands, and fire and light descend from the sky in a huge pillar that just roars up around the whole area.
Or at least from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Tatia looks over to him.
Doing only 37 damage. That's pretty awful. That's pretty terrible for a flip.
I mean, it's not too
That's pretty bad. 37's pretty awful. God, he's sad about that. Well, I guess that's about average.
I mean, at 11d6, he beat the average.
What is the average on 11d6? 33? 30, 35? 35.
Yeah. It'd be
3.5,
yeah.
So it'd be 34. 30, actually, you didn't quite, did he? It'd be 38.5.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Ish.
About.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
66, yeah.
He's just slightly under the average, but that's okay. He did 37 points of damage for a spell he's got more than one of, so let's not quibble. Buligup, it's you after all that prep. Oh, you get to.
Your sword.
Oh, could he have? What a quick game. What could he have done with Tatia's spell? He could have. Oh, it's not. You can't maximize it. I'm gonna say he could have cast a maximized version.
You could enlarge it or silent it, or yeah.
Which isn't really worth any of that. Casting a maximized one would have been better.
Yeah.
All right, Buligup, what action are you taking from Blessing of Fervor? Let me guess. The extra attack.
I would like to try to hit this thing 3 times.
Do it.
So here is...
Whackety whack whack whack.
Here's
Fickle Winds is nice.
Here's the first attack suite.
It's no longer flat-footed, but that 31's gonna nice.
All right. 31 does hit it. And as you have the Swanbane clasp, you cleave a huge chunk of it. The other two miss.
Oh, that's right. I didn't greater magic weapon you either yet.
Yeah, chunks of dead, like little robot creatures, fly across the room and smack into the wall.
And I'm done.
Okay.
It's the weird thing about being a fighter is it's just like, and I go to hit it, and I'm done.
Yeah, well, I mean, later on you get all kinds of shit, like when Gorham's character, I'm assuming, was just like, hi! He hits something, he intimidates 20 people, he hits them again, he knocks them down, he dances about, he explodes.
Intimidate everybody within 30 feet, make them run away.
I mean,
hey, Nick, I need to make you a character for Pathfinder that has the feat that lets you pick up enemies and use them to hit other enemies.
Improvise.
If you think I'm not going to hit that, if you think someone's not getting picked up and thrown in masks, you do not know what to do.
You need a luchador, yeah.
Oh, dear. All right, Alexander, let's see if you can finish this, because it's really not been terrible.
Let's see. Well, yeah, we almost didn't need him after the fickle winds, but...
I mean, he's here for you.
I probably should not lightning bolt.
Through the party members.
We would appreciate it if you did not. Perhaps a fireball behind the creature that would also hit it.
Yes, or are the balls of electricity from ball lightning considered area effect? Because there's anything in the square there.
I don't. Now you're making me look again. I don't think
How
they
dare
are.
you make Hal read?
Yeah,
They're
right.
5 foot
I do enough of
globes,
I do another work. You create 2 globes of lightning that fly in whichever direction you indicate for every forecast level. These globes fly at 20. Blah, 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 blah. If a globe enters a space with a creature, it stops moving for the round and deals 3d6 points of electricity damage to that creature. Though a successful reflex save negates, creatures wearing metal armor, blah, blah, blah. Each globe. It doesn't actually say, but entering the square causes damage. So it's still considered a creature, even though it is a bunch of creatures, I guess. I guess now I have to look up swarm traits, don't I?
I mean, I could just fireball instead and make it simple, but...
I mean, yes?
Yeah.
Swarm traits, let's see. Oh, God.
But, I mean, don't you enjoy making Hal do extra stuff?
No front or back, no discernible anatomy, no subject is flanking, tiny creatures take half damage from something really good, fine creatures are immune, blah, 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 blah. Swarm is immune to any spell or effect that targets a specific number of creatures. With a specific mind-affecting effect. If a swarm has intelligence, score, and a hive mind. Swarms are made up of diminutive or fine creatures are susceptible to high winds. Da-da-da. Creatures with a subtype attack like this. A swarm takes half again as much damage from spells that have an area of effect, such as splash weapons and many evocation spells. Swarm's attacks are non-magical. I guess. Sure. I mean, it's not a piercing or slashing weapon, so it's not immune to the damage, so yes, I think so.
Because, I mean, that'll give me multi-rounds. Like, a fireball, I can just not maximize it, but I can do the...
Yeah, ball lightning.
Because if I boost my caster level, I can do 3 balls of it.
Say, if a globe enters a space with a creature, is that targeting a single creature is the question.
Yeah.
So, you suck.
Would it... So, you're asking if it's targeting a single creature. If 2 creatures were sharing the space, would it hurt both of them?
I don't know. What does it say? If a globe enters a space with a creature, it stops moving and deals points of damage to that creature. I think it's fine. I think it's going to damage this thing. I think that's fair. It is a 5-foot diameter sphere, so I think we can call it close enough to area effect that makes no difference.
All right.
I mean, if you hadn't scared off Mark of the Dragon with your talk of filthy sex acts, we could have had him here to help us.
I'm going to boost my caster level by 4, so I create 3 balls with Ball of Lightning.
Okay.
And then move them all into the chamber with the critter.
So you're just bobbing them on the metal. Oh, can we give some lightning? Hold on. Let me see what I can do. I'm on the wrong goddamn computer again. Always being on the wrong goddamn computer.
Of course, it will get reflex saves on these, I now realize, but I should have just done Fireball. Oh well.
You will get those. Where are we? Dynamic lights and spells. Let's call it lightning spells. Let's say it's... I guess this would...
Oh yeah, technically I'm at 13th caster level when I boost it, because I get +1 from Forest Blessings, too.
There's one. That look good?
Yeah.
Problem is it's super tiny.
It's not the size of the lightning ball, it's what you do with it.
That's what I hear.
That's right, Nick.
So like this?
Yeah.
So, or are you landing? Are you casting the spell on the creature?
Yeah, I'll just cast it right into where it's at, because it's well within range.
So what we're saying is this is here. This is.
Tap.
Yeah, technically this is. Let's put it there. This is here, and this God damn it. This is here. Let's just do that. Yeah. There. Let's call it that. You have 3 balls of lightning on the thing. Although they appear on top of it. So we get reflex saves.
Yeah, it gets a reflex save at DC 24, actually.
It's not very good at reflex, so you're okay. Apparently that's unknown, because I put an F in it, apparently.
Or fuck you.
28.
Wow.
37.
Nice.
27.
Wow.
Okay, so it dodges all 3 of them somehow.
Takes no damage?
Reflex negates. Oh crap, I should have done fireball.
As your lightning balls kind of appear, it just parts without any real problem.
Well, I can keep that up for 12 rounds while it and then throw a fireball on the next round if it's still there.
Okay, it's.
Is it a concentration or once you do it, is it there?
It's 1 round a level. I just have to concentrate if I need to move them.
Yeah, it just hangs out there, and he only has to concentrate if he needs to move it. Okay, Al, it's you.
Well,
Bombs? Question.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw 3 bomb. I'm gonna use my fast, whatever. I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna throw 3 bombs.
You could actually technically take the haste action and throw a 4th one. From Blessing of Fervor.
Because of how from Blessing of Fervor, I did +2 to AC and attack rolls because these things have really high AC. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that
I don't think your area of effect needs
I would have missed.
Actual attack rolls, do they? It's
he has to hit with it.
Oh, okay. Never mind that.
Yeah. Yeah, and since 26 and 28 would have otherwise missed, I figured I just need to maximize my ability to hit it. So rolls. Correct. Okay. And I've already put it on my temporary in my sheet. So it should just naturally do it. So I'm just going to roll 3 bombs. Why does it roll 2 when I click it
maybe because I haven't added the 3rd one to your sheet yet.
Yeah, so click, those both miss.
32
hits
for 21 fire.
Yeah!
If it's taking the plus 50% for area effect, that's going to be nasty at least.
Ed.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, kill my
in a fit of disappointingness, the monster has died.
Yeah!
I'm
a full member of the team now! I've been upgraded to intern!
Do you ever wish you had died?
I guess it's back to town for libations and recreational fornication.
That is the trendable recreation.
Well, there is one thing that has to happen first.
Do you have to haze Al?
Bring out the gong, bitch! Yeah!
I can't believe you own a gong.
You can? I can.
I can't believe he owns a gong. It's beautiful.
So this thing's destroyed whole towns, and they've had to bring in armies.
Yeah, but
it was not ready for.
I think most of the time it turns up, people aren't ready for it. That's the point, right? You don't learn fickle winds every day just for chuckles.
That's true. Our disabling
it got one chance to attack you, and it couldn't.
Our disabling and running away was very wise. Coming back.
Yes, that was the wisest. And preparing for this, you couldn't have taken it otherwise. It would have eaten you.
All right, we need to make this sound a lot harder than it was.
So
okay,
it could be though. Like it very well could be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, except for that it's gonna sound difficult no matter what. Wait a minute, it's going to sound difficult no matter what we do.
Well, I'm sure Brother Derviak will be
happen to have Brother Derby with us.
I mean, not only did he protect the entire party from any possible attack, he also did a bunch of damage.
Right.
I would like to sit down and start writing a letter as if this was from like the Civil War or perhaps the Revolution. You know, when they, like in the Ken Burns documentary or something.
You write it in your journal.
Dear Maud.
They have the long letter. Dearest Beats and Creets. Go suck a dick, you muzzleless motherfuck. You thought you had us, but you fucked it up, you piece of shit.
That's
Yours
funny.
forever,
really should,
Buligup.
you really need to limit that random encounter, though, to once per day. It's been, so like this is technically a new day of it, so it's like technically somebody could still redeem one.
Don't do it. We'll never get through this goddamn adventure.
I will literally shoot my computer.
I need to increase the cost, the price of those to like $1 million.
Well, you also just need to like add some more things on there that are like a technically member that is returned from a dig with items they haven't figured out yet, so it's got a lot of loot that it can't use against us.
Yeah, right. Just a guy with a sack, all tired.
Exactly.
Just a tired guy with a sack full of stuff.
I mean, it wouldn't be
With a
bad.
raspy cough,
And like you said, here we had the. I mean,
Like
we had the advantage of being able to get away from it, and like know what it is, and it was one thing, so we could prep.
Yeah. If Rebuke hadn't shut it down and we didn't know what it was, it would have been pretty nasty. But
I mean, this could have been a party killer. Like,
yeah.
I think it would easily. Well, also you have a couple of small characters, so it can't invade you. But it could still do 66 around to anything that's in its square. So all it does is move onto the party and affect as many people as possible, doing 66 every round.
and I mean, there's many of us that can't do anything.
No.
When we met,
66 every round and under save for nausea.
and can destroy.
I hate being sick to my stomach.
Can like
Gear.
destroy gear. Like,
Correct. It has a chance of destroying weaponry too. Yes.
I might have to learn that spell.
What, destroy weaponry?
No,
Oh,
the Fickle Winds.
It's a nice one. It's not low level though. I think it's a 5th level clerical spell.
Yeah, I have to wait till next level.
I think it's a 3rd level ranger spell.
Right. But I mean, next level I really want to get teleport and permanency probably.
Right? Oh yeah, permanency.
Ooh, you could make my reduced size permanent.
I could.
Reduced
Yes,
person
you could.
permanent.
Then you'd be tiny.
Maybe your pocket.
Too bad it doesn't stack. I couldn't further reduce you.
Oh, you'd have to. There's other ways to get people smaller though.
Well, yeah. I mean, eventually I could get them down there so you could work on the tiny little components to fix some of the stuff that I can't reach.
It's funny. And permanently.
Yeah.
so let us head back to
It'd
town.
be easier to feed.
You head back to town. There is
I
no
believe that I heard
excitement.
Buligup having the beginning of a very good idea.
There is no excitement. There is no terribleness. There is just quiet returning to the high home.
You know, we're like the Men in Black. People have no idea how close they were to total destruction. We just did our thing.
And I
Yeah.
shouldn't cast
Yay!
modify. I shouldn't cast modify memory on Brother Derviak to try and make him forget about the Technic stuff he's seen, right?
Good luck getting through his save.
Yeah, I know. That's part of why I shouldn't do it.
Right.
I don't think he
you-
saw
you-
anything either. Like,
You climb out of the well, and Derviak turns around, puts his hands on the ground, and just picks up the earth and just forms a solid block over the top of the well.
Ah, excellent.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
I cannot do that yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel it is safer just in case.
I don't disagree with you.
I could stone shape or other things, but I had no effective way of sealing the well.
Well, that stone shape he just did.
Oh, he did? Okay.
He just stone shaped over the top of the well. He basically just picked up the ground on the side and just formed it over the top. So it's just one blob of rock instead of a potential hole.
I mean, I feel like we could break Suzette if we need.
You can. It's also not perfect, but it's a way of keeping people out of there more than necessarily keeping things in. He doesn't want like little kids climbing down because you guys have been messing around here and people see that stuff.
I mean, we did the job that we were hired to do.
Well, or asked to do. I don't think we were offered payment other than possibly getting the welfare of the.
Well, I mean, six of one, half dozen of another. You know what I mean.
Okay, you return to the high home where you've left Silas and the cat and that
Sirath.
lady who's thank you, Sirath.
Hey, nobody died. All right.
Tatia runs inside and says, Silas, and opens her arms real big and says, come here and give me a hug, you big silly man.
Silas steps near you and bows slightly.
I will attempt to retrieve my notes and packet for.
Okay, he's got them for you.
Where is my kitty gone? Where is
Get my
Kitty?
dinosaur pop-up book out of the.
I mean, literally, you've been gone, what, 12 seconds? Plus the time it took to go to the well and climb
5
down
minutes.
the well.
Oh yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah. It was a disappointingly short fight, but it was what I expected given time to prep.
But
It's
amazingly,
how Batman always wins.
And Doctor Who.
That is true.
Yeah.
Back away, have a think,
Perfect planning.
figure it out, prep and go.
Performance.
True.
Have a wank.
I mean, that's important too for relaxing the brain.
Catch the bad guys?
Sure.
You don't want to go in with a loaded gun.
You don't want to go in with a loaded gun. Jesus Christ. Okay. Derevic bows to you and heads off to his house.
Thank you, Darby, for all of your help.
Thank you for dealing with the problem you unleashed on our town in the first place. It is greatly appreciated.
He does not say that, Hal.
Is there anything that we could do to show you how thankful
Hal.
we are?
Okay, he doesn't say that. Thank you for dealing with the problem for our town.
Thank you.
We were happy to help, you know.
You notice that there's a new table in the hall that is newly constructed. It's quite long and rectangular in shape.
Is it
Enough to cover a Kiernan?
Yeah, basically enough to cover Kiernan.
At these
An
guns.
improvement, I think.
No, he's still there. He's just under this table so no one can touch him.
Oh yeah. Or pee on him.
Or accidentally do anything to him.
What kind of person would pee on someone who's just lying there? I mean,
Who would do that? Who could possibly think of something?
It's like a terrible thing to do to a person.
I just wish I could disarm or extract those bio grenades that are in there, because.
Oh yeah, he does have 2 bio grenades on his belt. Plus I mean, how much of his stuff isn't on him right now? I mean, he was dead,
of it is,
right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I'm sure he had his backpack and stuff probably wasn't with him, but his actual equipment is probably still on him.
Yeah.
So his armor and weaponry are probably still on him, plus anything else he had on his belt and in his pockets. So the only thing you probably get off of him is his backpack is probably still not on him.
I mean, although, like, while they are worth money, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world that those bio grenades never see the light of day.
I mean, that's true. There is a benefit to those being locked inside a stasis.
Well,
field.
they'll see the light of day when if Kiernan is released from stasis, he will wake up with 2 horrible weapons.
Right?
And covered in urine. Covered in frog urine. I mean, random urine. Who knows who did it?
I mean, by the time it lands on him, who knows? You guys could be long dead.
Yeah.
Buligup will never die.
That's true. He may never die. Okay, what are you doing?
Dr. is really really excited and trying to hug anybody that'll give her a hug. She's excited about life. She's running around. She is happy. And she's also...
While Silas is happy to see you happy, he's also very cautious of this change in personality.
Al walks over. Alexander starts tugging on his robe. He's like, "Hey, can I have a copy of those things you wrote down about all your adventures, so I can like learn what you guys have done and got up to speed, so that I can like, you know, be a fully fledged member of the party."
He's got to do
you guys know.
He's got to do the annual training. Is basically what he's asking.
So about that,
can I have the service manual?
There's no
please?
manual. You gotta go with whatever we say.
Let's don't lie. There's definitely no manual.
Step 1, die.
Yeah.
Step 1, you have to do whatever we say.
That sounds very terrible.
Whatever I say trumps whatever Buligup says.
What? I don't agree to that at all.
Shut up, Buligup.
My understanding from reading Alexander's memoirs is that Tatia outranks you.
Sorry, what?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure his ratings are of an amazing quality with a great depth of emotion. And,
I'm pretty sure that we are.
No, just read like an
I'm fairly sure we are an anarcho-communist collective that votes on all of our.
Yes, but Tatia is the most pleasant and aesthetically pleasing.
We are quite chaotic.
You're saying you don't outrank me. Is that what you're saying, Buligup?
I would never claim to outrank you. I mean, I can kill you so very easily. I just want to put that on your mind.
That's not a lie. That's possibly true.
Don't worry, Buligup doesn't mean anything by it. He's just, Buligup. Give him some time. He'll soften up to you.
So that well-built-up fight that lasted 2 sessions essentially has concluded. What are you doing? The Deadeye Council are thankful that you've dealt with the place underneath. You wanted to talk to them about potentially owning it, didn't you?
Yes. There is still much technology under there that we cannot fully eradicate. I will need a few days to shut down the old foundry. But there is other stuff that probably needs to be monitored and checked upon periodically to make sure it does not further bring harm to the village.
Okay, so Redtooth and the others agree that you will be allowed access to it as long as no one else gets in. So it's going to be they'll create a more permanent seal to the well.
Okay.
Silas offers to help organize that. They also agree that the land of the old farm will be passed to you, so it looks as if you are supposed to be in town. Silas agrees to organize the cleaning and general maintenance of the farm.
Al offers to help with the nanotech and like learning how to use the lab.
Okay. The Deadeye Council look at you strangely because they have no idea what you just talked about. Nor do they actually want to. So, in general, they're basically handing you a piece of land next to this terrible, shitty, awful, chemically damaged area of their town, and saying, look after this. Silas will clean it and deal with it. In fact, he's already making lists. So he's off into town to hire people and do things.
Does anybody on the Deadeye Council know of Marcus Zaud, the smoke wizard?
Brother Iadenveigh, kind of look, I heard something of Zaud long ago. Some kind of spell caster, a wizard. I don't know anything specific, but he's tied. The rumors of him are tied to that tower in the woods, many miles from here, back towards Torch. So I hear. The smoke wood, I believe. Very dense forest in that area. Very dense indeed.
It appears he may have visited the area under Old Skelton's farm years ago and may have reactivated some of the technology.
I as I understand it, and my understanding of these things is relatively rudimentary, I have to say. I don't go in for that technology stuff very often. As rumor has it, this Zoud is some kind of wizard from the League who had some kind of disagreement and was pushed out. He set up camp around here and, well, that's about it, I think. Let me think. Hold on. He seems to fall asleep for a couple of minutes, and then he's like, wait now. I remember. He's built that terrible tower in the forest, in the depths of the smoke wood. You can see the smoke coming up. Redtooth, you will remember. We were out there that time, 20 years ago, and we saw that smoke rising. Redtooth kind of nods. It's the smoke wood is a place used to be called the Dream Wood, long before that tower. But the tower's construction, people in the area tell stories of strange dreams experienced by those who sleep there or near the borders of the wood. I haven't actually heard of Zoud or anything to do with him for 5 years or more. I suppose he just died, but you're saying he was down below there not that long ago?
Sometime in the last many years.
Well, maybe he's dead now. It's been a while since I've heard anything about him. Sometimes travelers pass this way and talk about that tower, but rare is it that they... Yes, I don't really know. I guess you could go and look if you're interested in him. All I know is that he was exiled from the League or fled some kind of judgment and settled in the Smokewood and ruined it for everyone. I believe his tower is basically right in the middle of it.
Excellent. I also am very concerned of the League, so if you know anything of them or their organization, I would
No, not at all. I know I don't want anything to do with them and technology in general, and usually that keeps me safe, except for when my house is built on top of whatever that is underneath it. I'm hopeful that you can help us with that, or we'll be forced to take other actions to remove it and the associated dangers.
Yes. We did expunge some foul gases and fumes that were leaking into the area, so hopefully that will
clear up bad water? That would be very good. That land has been foul for years and years. I believe my father talked about it being tainted long ago.
It will hopefully clear some of it up, but I wouldn't go using it as a vegetable garden anytime soon.
Well, no, we understand how to grow things, of course. It's just, yes. If you're heading into the Smokewood, do be careful. There is lots of creatures wandering the area, rumors of strange happenings, and of course, it is a very dense forest. Just be careful. It's about 50 miles. If you'd like to equip in town, you're more than welcome to do so. And we look forward to you coming back and dealing with your farm.
Can I ask, how does your town protect itself, for the most part, from any sort of harm?
We have a giant wall around the outside.
But if there was to be, any sort of marauders or anything.
There's a wall around. I mean, there are several of us that are okay at defending this place.
Okay.
Why?
Well, I would be happy to, teach some of you some basic fighting skills.
You don't live out in the middle of nowhere in this place without some ability to take care of yourself.
Okay, I was just offering.
I appreciate that. Kind of bows to you. Redtooth nods to you as well. And grins with red teeth.
There is some active technology under the farm that I was hoping to shut down that would probably take us a few days of staying in town to accomplish.
I think that would be fine. We could say you're just looking around the property and cleaning things up before heading out to get the rest of the things you need. It'll be okay. Just stay over there, camp if you need. I know the house is not very hospitable as yet, but it shouldn't take too long to get back up to scratch. The foundations are good, just the roof and a few other things need replacing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will incline my head 17% in a sign of respect.
That's fine, but not too much respect. Just enough.
Well, no.
The exact average of respect.
Optimal.
So I believe after a significant combat victory, celebration is customary.
Who are you talking to?
The room and the party in general.
We won't partake in that. We'd like to play this down, so to speak. However, feel free to celebrate your new farm and moving to Iadenveigh.
Is there anyone among your towns that is favorable to heavy drinking and or orgy-like sex?
Well, that alchemist probably.
I mean, at certain times of the year, there are rituals to old Deadeye that might get along those lines, but no, not so much on a day-to-day basis. We are simple farm people. Yeah, simple farm people, but I'm sure Redtooth can take you to a place that could provide you with say a barrel of decent cider. It might be a little young, but it will certainly do the job.
Is it at the inn?
There is no inn in Iadenveigh.
Is it insider?
That's really terrible. That's really terrible.
You laugh.
That's so terrible.
Oh my God! Good job.
Let's see. Oh, and I've got a mirror being made. There's probably not a lot of recouping here. We may want to swing by torch and take the long way around to Smokewood once we wrap up here.
I mean, it is a very long way. You're talking about you're basically going as far again past it. So it's like 50 miles to the Smokewood, and then probably another 50 to Torch.
Did you search the gray goo for any gear that it might
have?
Yeah,
it had a really good pair of boots and a couple of pairs of gloves. No, it had nothing. It's goo.
Well, the other thing is we can't sell any of the tech gear we have here. So.
Oh yeah, you can't sell any technology here.
I blew it to smithereens. It was clearly not.
Right.
Laris's boots I want, and I bloody need a mirror so I can scry for her to figure out if she actually is buggered off or is floating around.
Oh, I see what you're after. You're trying to figure out where she is.
And her boots. I mean, no, yes.
Her boots are cool, even though they're not technically in the book.
Yeah, and the write-up that the guy provided is nice, but it doesn't list which type of lab you need to make them.
No, I would suggest a graviton lab.
Yeah, that we don't have. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that makes, because it's dimensional, right? And most of the dimensional stuff is a graviton lamp.
That's fair.
So, you go to see your farm. It has no roof. It is very dilapidated. It has a big chunk of stone in the middle of it that used to be the well. It also has a spaceship underneath it. You notice Silas is already there taking measurements, and there's already a couple of people with him, and he's pointing at various things and writing notes.
Yeah. I mean,
Al has taken a piece of wood and written "Home Sweet Home" and
then
just hung it
Tatia
somewhere.
immediately turns to him and goes, "I was just thinking the same thing. Come here, brother."
I mean, I can greater make whole a few things, but at some point I'm gonna have to dimension door down into the thing and then actually see.
Can you dimension door without seeing the location?
Well, yeah, because it's short range teleport, so I just have to know the area, I believe.
Mm.
But
I'll trust you.
In order to do that, I'm gonna have to actually determine if I can breathe in there with the way the well's capped.
I mean, it'll be fine for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, not all the oxygen. It's not going to like vanish completely. Plus, it's also not completely airtight.
Yeah.
It's more to stop the kiddos getting in, right?
Because I could make a bottle of air if really need be, but
Jesus, just make the thing super fast. Creating characters that can create magical items are dangerous.
Are they though?
Well, the other option is the ion stone that lets you go without breathing, but that's more expensive, and in which case, sealing the thing so it's airtight would be a great defense.
Yeah. So Silas is busy planning. He's got a map of the house already. He's starting to draw plans.
Oh,
Perfect.
excellent.
Tatia walks over to him and asks him, "So Silas, what do you got going on?"
I am repairing the house for you, mistress.
Back Manor South?
I assumed, as we were probably taking ownership of this, that it needed to at least be serviceable for our needs. A roof, you know, and that kind of thing.
Sure, clearly. What kind of plans do you have?
Well, I was thinking about, it's quite a small house, only a kitchen and some kind of anti-room, a parlor, a couple of bedrooms. I was thinking extending it a little, perhaps, provide a room for everyone. Maybe a small stable on the side, maybe a secret door somewhere inside that goes down into that place you're so interested in.
Nice! I like it. Good plan so far.
Who have you contracted to do the work?
This gentleman and this gentleman.
Are they union labor?
I would imagine so.
Okay.
Good. He respects your feelings on that.
Fantastic.
Their first job is to put a roof on this place and begin extending the walls out for the new rooms. It should take a little while, but I'm more than happy to stay here and oversee it if you're traveling, mistress, or I can come with you, your choice.
Well, I love your company. If you are enjoying it here, is there somebody that you may be able to give over command or the reins so that you can continue to accompany me?
I mean, no, mistress. If you want this place to be truly set up correctly, I would have to stay here and do so. If I'm traveling, it is difficult for me to maintain, what's the word? Shall we say, my usual attention to detail. Otherwise, I can just tell these people what to do, and we can come back and be surprised at their ineptitude.
And things like secret
tunnels.
I'm
sorry. What was that?
Pardon?
You just assumed that because they are workers that they are inept, that they do not know how to do
No, not at all. I'm sure they'll do a great job, but certain things happen when you do a task of this size, and decisions get made that are not necessarily optimal to the needs of whomever may be setting this task. So it would be wise to have someone here to manage the project, so to speak.
I see. Okay. Let's reconsider
But,
it
mistress,
because I miss you very much if I happen to leave you here.
If you need me, mistress, I will of course accompany you, but otherwise I think protecting our interests here is also a task that requires some attention.
And it is a need of mine.
Would your compatriots in Torch be good without you for an extended period?
Yes, I would imagine so. I could probably summon a couple of them over here to help as needs be, but I think I could probably find additional aid on this side. Mistress Desna does provide.
I can do some spontaneous move earths and other things to help with it in the next few days while we shut down.
Don't worry, we've got this. If you want to help digging the secret tunnel down to this thing, do feel free. But other than that, I think we'll manage to do the work the proper way.
I will appreciate it very much.
I mean, you're paying for it, so don't worry. I'll just I'll bill you, mistress, as always. I'll try and balance the books a little. Hopefully we can make a little money out of this place. There's some reasonable land here if we can clear it of whatever that goo is.
Nice. Also good thinking. Fund future projects. Maybe sell some merchandise.
Yes.
Buy all our playset toys.
That's right.
I do have an action figure. Ha ha! It throws star knives. Yeah!
Maybe when you're a little more famous, mistress. A merchandising enterprise is a little difficult to maintain if one cannot constantly be selling one's product.
This is also true.
We also might want to try and maintain a slightly more low profile.
Of course.
Technically.
I mean, we're just going to be farming this land, are we not? I think that was the intention. Maybe building it out a little. Maybe we should make this place an inn. It was something I was thinking about, rather than a farm.
That would be a good idea. To allow people to stay on the land.
Well, I mean, just provide a place that would be a decent business for us to maintain some money here. I mean, this place has no inn of any kind. Yeah, I'm sure the people here would like a tap room and a place to gather. I mean, other than that long shed on the hill.
Seems like a great idea.
Yes, I think I could probably organize something if you leave me here for a couple of weeks, mistress.
Do you have any decorating ideas yet?
You just leave that to me. I
cannot wait to see.
Sounds like it's an inn then. Okay, I will not make this so much along the lines of a farm then. We'll make it an inn. We'll try and get some brewing going and all of that kind of thing.
I mean, could we still grow some vegetables?
Don't say brewing. Can I do
All I hear
brewing?
is 3 people talking. Now I hear no people talking.
Okay, could we still grow some things here with the inn? We have our beer, we've got some...
Oh, of course, mistress. We would need some kind of, at least a vegetable garden to supply the inn with what it needs.
Can I make a few requests?
Of course, just leave the list, mistress. I've left you a page and some ink over there. Just write
Field
down
of
what
aubergine.
Thank you, Silas.
A field of aubergine.
Does I believe an inn requires a name that seems very clever at first and seems less clever every time you hear it since then?
That does seem like the way, yes.
Ooh,
The B sharps. The great goose.
You're just choosing that because Alexander's favorite music is B flat.
That's funny. It's just B flat the whole time. Just played on a constant note.
Oh man.
Just for 30 minutes at a time.
Well, whatever a silver disc will buy from the local bard, you know.
Right, just B flat the whole time. Just brown note the entire time.
Hey, I'm immune, so you know.
Yes, I'm sure we can think of something, unless you have any ideas. I was thinking definitely not a spaceship. No, I'm joking, of course.
Perhaps we should take a poll on the local message board outside the church and see what they think we should call our new.
I would suggest looking around this place, it would be something to do with hunting or farming. That would fit the ambience. Or, as the mistress and I are both worshippers of the goddess Desna, we could do something along those lines.
I mean,
or
the bad farmer, the bad hunter. Serve vegetarian food.
That seems terrible.
Oh.
I agree with you. I do not like that idea.
If you're doing it in a cauldron of plenty, would actually be quite handy.
A magical item?
Yes.
Does it make delicious food?
What do you consider delicious? What's your favorite flavor?
I mean, food that people will continue to come back for, and it changes and has artistry and beauty and effort, creation, and it's
believe
savored.
That is beyond me.
It pairs well with my brews.
So, what I'm saying is, you leave the food to me. I appreciate the effort. You go dig that hole for me. I'll be over here. Planning.
And leave the brewing
yes,
to
that's
me.
Probably true. You can probably do
What
something
about
with brewing.
What about we name it after a gentleman I met on the way here? We have a hunting lodge, and we name it after Mike.
No,
Mike Hunting Lodge.
Mike Hunting Lodge. It's nice. It's good. So bad.
Would we serve hard lemonade then?
I was thinking perhaps our friend who is a little more stationary than normal may be a good place to name it.
Naming it my friend that's a little more stationary than normal?
No, mistress. I apologize.
I
am a little more circumlocucious than normal. I apologize. It has been a while since you spoke with me. Maybe something like Master Kanan's Folly, or Master Kanan's Stupid Idea, or Master Kanan's Big Mistake.
Of course, if he is ever released, then he might try and claim ownership if it has his name on it.
No, of course not. Well, I'll write something and I'll sign it, and the council will sign it, and it'll definitely say something like, Master Kanan has nothing to do with this place, and then that's all it will say.
Okay, we could do that.
Tickleman.
The No Kiernan's Club.
Exactly, yeah, something like that.
And if need be, though, we are allowed to have one Kiernan.
Yes.
We just cannot have multiple.
Of course. Just something along those lines, maybe. I don't know yet. I'm sure we could come up with something, and when we do, I'll get a nice sign made.
Too bad we can't move him in his status, so we could have him in an alcove and, occasionally go over and, Java Nikiwo Solo.
Are you suggesting that we find someone that has carbonite?
You leave that with me. I'll see if I can help him. I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Where there's a whip, there's a way, they say.
Yes, I'm figuring I'll call in a favor or two. I have some people who know some people.
Excellent.
Maybe we can use him as the bar.
Oh.
Ooh, that would be really cool. I love your style.
The stasis field probably provides a very smooth surface for sliding drinks upon.
Yes, but also it's going to stick there, isn't it? I think maybe we're just encasing it with glass or something like that, and, people can look down at his miserable little face.
You were not a fan of these, were you?
He is a little less about the beauty of the world and more about self-aggrandizement and gain.
So
I
kind
feel
of the
that he is not in line with my goddess's beliefs nor my own.
so sort of the unwise rogue's lesson.
Yeah, something like that. But that's
Well,
not.
that would be a really good name for the place. The Unwise Rogue.
I agree. I second that.
Unwise.
Unwise.
Your possessions are definitely safe here. Please stay the night.
Yes, of course they will be. Okay, leave it with me. I will organize this place. You do your things, I will do mine. Come back when you're ready. I'm sure it'll be a lot further along and we can talk about specifics.
Excellent. So he wraps up that. Damn it.
Alexander, you seem to be pondering.
Oh, just trying to organize my thoughts. Need a few days to wrap up the piece and then onto the smoke wizard, although I'm not well prepared for fighting potential incorporeal things like a wizard made of smoke.
Smoke wizard.
So then,
But
All right, shall we just say that you managed to do what you need to do downstairs, turn the shit off you need to turn off, generally make it safe, carve a hole from underneath this house down into the place so it looks like it's sealed and nobody could see you coming and going, and leave Silas with a big pile of money so he can continue the renovations.
yeah.
and then when do we put Sirith back down there?
Also, Al and Alexander Bond over learning about nanotechnology down in the lab.
I guess since you're a full member, you might be able to read some of my spell books.
That's true. Learn some spells. Or convert them from spellbook to formula book.
Yes.
I don't know what the process is for that. We'll have to look that up. I think it's in the Alchemist somewhere. You can actually read wizard spellbooks and convert them into formula.
Yeah, and he doesn't actually have to pay the cost like a wizard does from wizard spellbook, apparently, if I remember right.
Yes. I always thought it was odd that they go through so many kind of actual sundry components, like alchemists, but they never have to pay for any of them. Like the bombs and the chemicals, it's just free.
Yeah, it's random stuff he's picking up and just going, oh, this is bitter. I can use it in this extract.
Random bottles. Because I guess the idea is he infuses whatever he mixes with a little bit of magic.
Yeah.
So
I'm guessing overall it's less about actually what he's doing in there and his intent and stuff, but
okay, so you prepare and wrap up in Iadenveigh. Is there anything anyone specifically wants to do before we, I think, call the evening, and then we can start with your journey into the northeast?
Oh, I thought you were going to say our journey into XP.
I would like to collect my wizard or my mirror from the blacksmith, if possible.
You can do that. Your mirror is actually not bad. It's pretty nice.
And I might attempt to scry for Ilaris.
I'm going to make a look her up to see if she's got any protections, right?
Well, yeah. I do have a couple of her items, at least, in case...
What scrying spell are you using?
That would be scry.
Oh, just scry. Okay, very good. Scry.
Which I'm still trying to figure out, because scry takes some time, but...
Yes.
Or scrying, I guess it is. But...
Yes.
The scrying thing, the
Mirror?
No, the globe.
The crystal ball?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a magic item. It doesn't necessarily say that you can use it for scrying, but it doesn't say that it's like a substitute for the scrying spell, but it's like 42,000 gold and doesn't give you any other advantage for the base model.
Really?
Yeah.
Why
So
would
if you look at the
use
magic
it?
item, it's like it can be used in scrying.
Most common form of scrying device, a crystal sphere, blah, blah, blah. Crystal ball over virtual... Okay. Allows the crystal... Okay, but completely non-magical. Replicas of these items to apply the trait. A character can use a magical crystal ball to see over virtually any distance or into other planes, as with the spell Scrying. A crystal ball can be used multiple times per day. The DC to resist its power decreases by 1 for each use.
So I think as if using the spell Scrying means you don't actually need the spell Scrying once you have one of those, but it doesn't seem to...
Yeah, that's what I would imagine that's what it means. You can just use it as if you cast the Scrying spell.
Yeah.
Without actually casting the Scrying spell.
See, what I really want is to be able to scry locations, but you have to scry on people, because once I learn to teleport, you have to actually be able to see the destination, or have seen the destination. And
yeah, I don't think she has anything. I don't think she has anything specifically protective against scrying. I mean, most people don't until they get pretty high level.
Well, and even then, it's like, it's obnoxious unless you have permanent non-detection, because it's hugely situational.
I mean, there are items that allow that, right? So
yeah.
Okay, are you casting scrying on her?
Yeah.
Did you make any rolls for that?
I think they get a will save. Yeah.
Yeah, some will to negate. Okay, I guess I have to make her a will save. Where's her will? There. Okay. It's not an enchantment, is it? No. Ugh, I'm typing on the wrong keyboard. 25 with a natural 20.
Well, that's going to beat my DC for that level, yeah.
You just don't find her anywhere. Maybe she's got some kind of block up. Maybe she's dead. Who knows?
All right. Well, I mainly wanted to know if she was hanging around or really hiding out, but okay.
She's going to start working for Silas any minute.
Yeah. We've hired a new bear rancher.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's call it there on scrying of her. You do your things, you turn off your stuff, you buy the things you need to travel. You are ready to go for next session. I guess you want experience for that ridiculous creature, don't you?
That would be lovely.
Yes.
Okay. 1 grey goo. Challenge rating 14.
Ooh.
38,400 experience.
That's 4 ways?
I guess so. Although you did have that cleric with you, so he should suck some away. But that's all right.
Should he though?
That is 9,600.
Yeah, that's good.
That puts us at 65,704.
What are you going to do level?
75.
Well, that's not bad, though. You're pretty close. So your bits and crits did you a favor.
Kind of, yeah.
But they weren't trying to.
That's true. It wasn't just like, here's a great thing. It was just like, let me try to murder you.
Yeah, like, let's be clear. Like, it wasn't like, you know who I should help. Because if you notice, there was no, like, oh, let me also boost them during their combat.
Oh, that's right. That's true. Maybe you spend all these points.
Oh, okay.
So now we just need to... Okay, so we just need 1 more of those, and we can actually probably hit 9th level.
Yeah, probably.
So I should roll a random encounter, is what you're saying?
Well, that might come up with an annihilator robot or something worse, but...
Yeah, that stomps through the town and eats everything.
Yeah, if it came up with a Technic League member loaded down with stuff, where we get information and gear.
You're desperate to get gear and information. Oh, excuse my yawning.
That's how I stay alive.
Kids, let's call it there. Witter's vanished, so I'm guessing she's dealing with the dogs or something. I like her bookcase. It needs more books. It's just a case right now.
Since
The nerd show.
Al has the technologist feat, right?
I think so. Do you have the tech? Yes.
So maybe you should have the time worn nanite hypogun we've got.
Oh.
You've got some healing you can do naturally and stuff, but since you technically need technologists to use those, that might be a good backup.
She's back. Shh.
Ooh.
Shh. Don't talk about her. Shh.
Not even her butt?
Hey, we're calling it here.
Okay.
So, everybody, thank you for watching session 60, or listening to session 60, I suppose. Visit us at the website. Come visit us on the Discord. Talk about shit with us. Visit us at the Patreon. Maybe we'll have some shit going there too.
Santa.
Well, yeah, except for it's going to be like the middle of June by the time this lands. So.
Oh yeah,
Hal, sign me up for Secret Santa, Hal.
You have to fill out the form, Nick. It's online. It's on the Discord. Just click on it, and it's in
so lazy, though.
I mean, you only have one hand, so yeah. Sign up for the Secret Santa, Nick.
Okay. Bye.
All right, bye, y'all. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Not good night. Bye.
You're listening to the smooth sound of RPGMP3.com. Dungeon on.